Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you can hear some people. Okay, good. Everything is broken. Fantastic. This is perfect. But, okay. My heart is literally pounding in my chest, going like, you're gonna ruin everything.
Yeah, I'm like, my knee is gonna bounce through my desk.
Yes! Let's go!
Let's go, Dateko.
Yes! Let us go!
Let's do.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we begin our campaign of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. If we imagine ourselves looking into a world from a massively high perspective, where they have the camera just massively in the sky looking into this verdant landscape, there is the large mass of the inland sea of the Morky Bit. On its coast, a number of cities. To the north of that, there are mountains, and further north, the elven forests. But as we zoom in, our attention is directed to a small group of adventurers, currently being led by a man in armor known as Instructor Jasen. Instructor Jasen is leading these new squires, these people who want to join the free company of Verret. These individuals, for various reasons, have found a desire to attempt to become something better than they were. Whether they're fleeing old histories or things that they want to get away from, or simply trying to build a new life for themselves. They've come to this free company to try and make a name for themselves. And so they've beaten through months of training. Potentially they've even seen people die during training. It has not been a safe environment. But nonetheless, we meet them now on their first mission. A simple mission. They are to go to the city of Levitz. Sorry, the village of Levitz. And deal with a goblin problem. Here we are.
Sweet.
Our adventurers with their instructor. As we zoom in on this, we shall first have Instructor Jasen. Who's the most scouty type person, do you think?
I guess that would be me.
Very well. In that case, Instructor Jasen would say, you, Ash, go on, scout ahead. Check out if there's anything up there. Got a feeling in my bones that something's not quite right.
Yes, sir. Let me just.
You may now move your character as you please.
I can.
Yep.
I cannot. Oh, I can.
No.
No.
Fantastic.
Let me quickly go ahead. You stay here.
Okay. By the way, you just let you know, you're free to zoom out and do whatever.
Oh, I can zoom out.
Down the area.
I can zoom
Yep.
out. All right. But the perspective might be fast. All right, let me go ahead. There's a bridge.
As you see ahead of you, there is a bridge. The bridge is, however, out. It seems to have been willfully damaged or destroyed. Oh, also, this character strides forwards. What do they look like? What do you look like, Ash? What would everyone else see, most importantly?
When you see Ash for the first time, you will be wondering, why are they so dirty? The clothes seem to be drenched in mud, and is that dried blood on their clothes? That's disgusting. Haven't they taken a proper bath in months or years maybe? Weird. But then you start seeing their face, and you're like, hey, it's not half bad. Is that an elf? Do I see long ears there under that hood? Some nice blue hair, shiny blue eyes. I'm not sure if they actually look that bad. I'm wondering why they're dressing like this. They're pretty short, at about 160 meters, if that helps you. And they seem to be carrying themselves with some undistinguishable grace, like for a better word. Yeah, that's Ash for you. Slowly approach the bridge, the broken bridge.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
Can I do something while we wait?
What are you trying to do? Certainly, I'm able to listen.
I was thinking I might ritually cast Find Familiar to get a cat, or maybe like a raven. Let's go with a raven, a bird of some kind.
I'm going to say you could have cast Find Familiar before you headed out on this journey.
Yeah, but probably. But I wouldn't have known what form I wanted, etc. And I'm okay doing this while he scouts. That's what I was getting at. To maybe, I think he's about to do the most of the person on foot could do. That's what I'm getting at. Sorry.
I would recommend it. Like, you could do it. You could have done it before, but you're kind of in a journey, and you're probably not going to have much time before you're off to do something else in a moment. So probably not the opportunity just yet.
Okay.
But okay. Perception checks. So to roll a perception check, if you open your character sheet and then click on
Found it.
the skill name.
Yeah, I roll with advantage, correct? If I have my check mark.
You don't roll with advantage if you have a check mark. That just means you add your proficiency.
Ah,
to
yes,
it.
right. My bad. Then
But
let's roll.
that'll happen automatically.
Lau,
What's up?
you are still playing Fire Emblem.
Goodness me. I'm going to change that immediately. Thank you.
Does
Can you also roll me, with that 12, can you also roll me and... Let's go with it. Roll me a will save, actually. Yeah, will save. Or stealth. One or the other. Whichever one you prefer. Will save or stealth.
will save or stealth? Let me see. Where's will save?
Will save, if you look on the left side of your thing, it's wisdom save. Right, wisdom. My bad. Referencing, I'm used to old school D&D.
Then
But basically, it's just wisdom plus your save proficiency if you have it. You don't, so it would be a +0 for your wisdom. Your stealth is going to be rolled at +3 because you have dex. So you probably want to roll that instead.
For stealth then.
Okay, a 7. You are in a concerning position because what effectively occurs is your perception is high enough. You see a blood trail just off here.
Oh, I do see a blood trail.
And then as your eyes follow along, you see a...
Oh my god, there are goblins hiding in the forest.
There are goblins hiding in the forest. And
oh my god.
Because you didn't make your stealth check, they are aware that you've seen them. And so they're going to be beginning their ambush. However, you've detected them, so this doesn't mean that nobody gets surprised. Assuming, Ash, that like you call this out to people.
Yes, I would like to scream for my life.
Okay, so you scream for your life. You're like, goblin. Everyone's like, oh shit, goblins, right? This means that everyone gets to get put into the combat order without surprise. You guys are not surprised. I like to start things a little bit violent. All right, so if you'd like to roll your initiatives, you can do that by, if you look in the combat tracker, you can literally just click on the die and it'll roll your initiative. Just for chat's benefit, there are goblins just over here. In fact, we're going to go... See, just here, guys. These are where the goblins lie. But notably, there's also goblins across the river.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, excellent. We are beginning combat. Svetlana.
Great, everyone. All right. I'm gonna be able to need to see them, aren't I? So let me actually get to my thing.
So you know where the goblins are. They've been pointed out to you by your scout, Ash. Yeah,
How far away is that?
You can use the measurement tool. That's the second button. Yep. So that's the furthest one is 70 feet, but there is this
One at 60 feet.
Yeah. Okay. The one's at 60 feet. That is true.
All right. Let me have a look at my. Where's my spells?
The most likely thing you're going to want to do is probably just Sacred Flame one.
Yeah, there's one at 60 feet, and I literally can Sacred Flame at 60 feet. But I think I'm going to come forward a bit first.
Yes. So you are, seeing as it's Svetlana's turn, why don't you tell us what Svetlana looks like? Because last I checked, Svetlana's wearing some pretty heavy armor.
Yeah, Svetlana's... she's a girl, she's a woman, she's 19. She's got long brown hair, big blue eyes. She's kind of rough around the edges. She's sort of like holding herself up as if she's somebody who is kind of elegant, but obviously has no grace in her whatsoever.
0% grace, 100% violent.
Yes. The attempt of looking like somebody graceful whilst failing. We are going to... I could do with finding myself a bit closer to Ash, since I think that Ash is, I don't know, it's kind of covered in blood already. I kind of want to make sure he doesn't get hurt. So I'm going to run over.
Okay, so you can move 30 feet without dashing.
All right, I can go 30 feet, so I'm going to go 30 feet over there.
Yep.
Okay, I actually need to have the...
You can tap space when you've got that up if you're moving from your token, and it'll just slide you along the thing.
There.
Okay.
Each tile is 5 feet, if that helps you imagine things.
So it's 6 tiles, but yeah, Summer's got it. She handled it, which means that you're onto your spell.
And I'll Sacred Flame that first bad boy.
Excellent. So you're Sacred Flaming this guy up here.
Yes.
But he feels remorse.
Remorseful goblin.
He does feel remorse, but that just means he's going to burn more in hell due to his own guilt.
All right, I'll get you. In the name of whichever god I'm thinking about at this particular moment in time, I will strike you down with Sacred Flame. There is certainly a lot of them which I worship.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
We'll get you with the name of the Honey Keeper.
You probably have multiple holy symbols, correct?
Yes.
In fact, you are traveling to Levis, which is a beekeeping town. Like that's their primary export. So potentially you would call upon the Honeykeeper to protect in your journey to Levis.
Yes. I can do this.
So if you put the Sacred Flame,
The bee god.
the chat. The bee
Alright.
god. Exactly.
Yes, the honey keeping god. Sacred Flame. Oh wait, I've actually got to click on the thing.
Yep. Excellent. You pushed it. No, it's good. You pushed it, chat. Now I pull the saving throw. He's failed the saving throw. That's DC 13. We failed that saving throw. That means you get to do damage if you'd like to roll damage.
Normal.
That is rough, but how it goes sometimes. Okay, so your Sacred Flame is summoned forwards on this goblin. Obviously, you're slightly surprised by the circumstances, so, you know, you're not able to completely deliver that flame just expertly. You're like, oh, right, a goblin, we've got to deal with this. This is possibly even your first time in, like, real combat, right?
Yeah, he's in the trees. It's not my fault. I didn't.
You have nonetheless done 1 damage to this remorseful goblin.
Oh no.
Okay, a distracted goblin hurler is this guy over here, northeast. They are gonna most likely. They are just in range. They are just in range. Wonderful. Okay, this hurler is gonna sling a rock at Ash. With disadvantage, that's a 7. They're not very good at slinging rocks, but nonetheless, a rock has been slung. They're not moving. They've got a nice defensive barrier.
They missed the rock.
I like that.
Oh,
Yeah, they missed the rock.
beautiful.
Okay, Elijah,
Just
you're
got
up.
distracted.
All right, so Eli, who, unlike everyone else around him, looks a lot older. He's not an old man, but comparatively, he may as well be. He's like doubling Svetlana's age. So, you know, he moves a little slower. He can still scrap, but, you know, he moves more deliberately than the rest. And he's wearing robes and carries a shield and a smaller rod that you see him, that has a lot of, like, carvings in it. And yeah, now seeing these guys in the forest, Eli is going to do regular wizard things and cast Firebolt on the remorseful goblin that is close by.
Excellent.
Like the closest, maybe. What a fantastic roll.
Sadly, that is not enough. They are relatively well armored.
They have a score.
They have an armored score. They're kind of scrappy and scrawny. Would you like to move at all?
You know what? I kind of don't. I'm cool just waiting where I am because I don't have a lot of HP and they do.
Completely reasonable. Okay, Instructor Jasen will be using this opportunity to effectively, like he's fairly confident about his lifestyle choices. He is in plate armor, and not only is he in plate armor of the classic bronze and blue of the Free Company's colors, but he also has a musket, and he's going to simply walk forwards with this absolute brazen confidence to about here, and he's going to attempt to musket the hell out of this guy, just absolutely crack him in the face, and he's going to roll a 6. So, Svetlana, you just hear this massive eruption of fire and smoke just like exploding out next to you, and then nothing happens in the distance, and you're just like, the fuck was that?
Oh my god, Captain Jasen. I was right next to my head.
All you in here hearing right now are just like...
The tinnitus.
Okay, this goblin scrapper over here. Okay. Does he have enough speed for that? He does. Okay, good. This goblin scrapper is going to sprint up to Ash, and will attempt to physically, violently stab with a jagged blade. It's 21. That's a hit. Presumably, Ash.
Yes, that is a hit. I have an armor class of 14.
Okay, you take 4 damage.
Ah!
Oof. Painful.
Goddamned.
However, it is now your chance for revenge.
It is my time for revenge, indeed. I have my longbow in my right hand currently equipped. So I would love to put a longbow into my left hand and draw out my rapier.
Excellent. So that is a free action to switch hands with a weapon, and then an item interaction to pull your rapier out, which means you still have your action, your bonus, and your movement available.
So I'll just click on longbow to unequip it? Or what do I do?
It's fine to have it equipped. It's not that big a deal.
Okay. I would like to strike this godforsaken goblin in the face.
Excellent. Click on the dice next to the stab button. There you go. That's the one. All right, that pushes his chat, and then you can click attack.
Roll.
That is a magnificent hit. Roll damage. Okay, you expertly just impale this thing through the eye socket. It instantly dies.
See, this is how you do it. This is why I charge ahead.
You have murdered 1 goblin.
Elegantly so. Look at me. All this blood spraying on my body.
Very much so. Like, you literally you took that rapier, like he was running towards you, going in for that attack, and you just rammed it through his eye socket, and he literally crumples at your feet.
Don't even need to clear
It's a lot used to us, literally.
It's fine like this.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so.
Remorseful goblin.
Take that dead one. All right, the remorseful goblin, it's not so remorseful. Like, it would like to be remorseful, but it's not. Kron rolls in the corpse like a...
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, the next goblin comes up. Like, technically this would have been part of a cohesive charge, but, turn order. The next goblin comes up and will attempt to violently eviscerate you with its jagged blade. Sadly, he's not getting any benefits from teaming up on you, which he would have gotten if you'd had a friend. If you hadn't just butchered his buddy.
So sorry.
That's a 14. Does that beat your AC?
I have 14 exactly.
Okay, so just so everyone's aware, generally speaking, the one rolling the dice gets priority. That means that they are the one who will succeed if there's a match. So for attacks, the one who gets priority is the attacker. For saves, the one who gets priority is the one rolling the save. That's the general rule of thumb for the way it works. There's a couple exceptions, but you don't have to worry about them. Number 4 damage inbound.
I'm badly hurt. Stinks. I might have overdone myself.
The only issue is you're still in range of these cruel goblin hurlers. You might be going down this round.
They can't hit shit. I'm not worried at all.
They can't hit shit, right? There's absolutely no chance. No chance. You're not at risk. They've rolled... And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a critical failure. That automatically misses. He cannot hit. The rock he throws at you basically pins into this post and then just pinwheels off into the water. Absolutely shameful display.
Who put that post there?
All right, welcome in. Now we say hi to Seirian, which Next, if you'd like to introduce...
Now it's
Okay.
finally my time to be able to protect
Yes.
these little creatures.
So please, wait, these little creatures, are you talking about the goblins?
No. I'm talking
Yes.
about my team today.
What does Seirian look like?
Yeah, I'm probably the biggest one, if not the biggest. I usually like to spend my time trying to become a really good chef. So I am basically the first and the best one that is going to try my food. So you can imagine already that I'm a big woman, you know. I feel like it's my duty to protect those that are clearly weaker than me.
And I believe you're obviously also a half-orc, but with strangely long ears.
I am a
half-orc with
half-orc.
strangely long.
I am a half-orc. And my other half was an elf. Which
It's
is
true.
usually a really strange mix, right?
It is fairly unusual. Not unheard of, but definitely not common. The elves generally choose to, not associate themselves with those they consider less civilized. What does Seirian do today?
As I do feel the need of protecting them, and I'm carrying a really big sword, I run close to us because I would like to protect him. I move. Where is the rule? Here, okay.
Okay, that's your 30 foot of movement. Now you can take an action to dash, which would allow you another 30 foot of movement if you wanted it.
For that I have to use the hit dice, or?
You would use your action, which means you wouldn't be able to hit someone. But given you're a melee fighter, I don't think you have a ranged attack right now. So
No, I don't, so I run, yeah.
okay, so if you want to move another 30 foot.
Yes, as closer as I can to that goblin.
Okay, you're now in threat range of that goblin, which is
Yeah, and I cannot hit him right now, right?
Cannot
With
hit him right
melee.
now.
Okay.
Unless you have a bonus action thing, but you're level 1, you almost certainly don't.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Then it is the ecstatic goblin hurler's turn. And you know what? I'm going to throw more rocks. Okay, Ash, you have another rock inbound.
Okay.
With disadvantage, that's a 3. That's a 3.
It's an improvement.
It's an improvement. They can't even hit peasants. I don't know what they're doing. Like, they were planning to ambush some peasants maybe, and they're just hurling these rocks. It's not doing anything.
It was close. No. I mean, I never had a dodge. Easy dodge.
Yeah, easy dodge. Not even a concern. Okay, and then your boy over here. Ooh, this is good.
Ooh.
The jealous goblin scrapper. Well, he sees this powerful new combatant and is like, you know what? That muddy little elf. There's no chance. I'm not going to survive. There's got 3 goblin hurlers hurling at them. We're gonna hit this big armored woman. And Seirian, would you roll me a perception roll? That's you, Nyx. You're Seirian.
Sorry.
It's okay. I understand. If you double click on your character sheet and you're on the attributes tab under the skills page, so you have your attributes on the left, and then just to the right
I
of that,
see
you've got
it.
like acrobatics and whatnot.
I see it. I'm just blind.
Okay. So with 8 perception, you would note that as this goblin runs towards you, there's a strange look of hunger in its eyes.
Like a wild animal.
Like a wild animal, and you notice it's looking especially scrawny.
What is a scrawny?
Lacking of stature. So you're like big, bulky, powerful. Scrawny is like the opposite of that.
Oh,
It's like skin and bones.
Okay.
But this goblin is going to take a swing at you with its jagged blade. It's a 9. That's a miss. So this thing goes to you with a jagged blade and just like impales it into your armor, and your armor doesn't even care. It just casually deflects it.
What a little pussy.
Svetlana, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm not worried about Seirian. Seirian can
Let's use Summer Snow.
easily handle himself. So I am going to try and get up to help Ash a bit more.
Sorry, I think Summer Snow might have muted Discord. Yes, Summer Snow has muted Discord, so we can't hear her, but everyone on stream can hear her.
Okay.
Welcome back, Summer. Okay, now for us here, if you could...
Right. Okay. I'm not worried about Seirian. I think she can handle herself, but I do want to try and get over to Ash as quick as possible. So I'm going to see if
But you're all worried about me.
I can get over there.
Yep, you
Yeah,
can absolutely get there.
I can safely get right behind Ash.
Now, bear in mind a point of interest here. These goblins each have a threat range around them. If you had gone into this square and then here, you would have drawn an opportunity attack from this goblin.
Oh,
But there's no need to do that, so you can just go here without doing so, right? Like, that's not an issue. But now you're in this goblin's threatened area. Does that make sense?
right.
Now,
Well,
if you were to
I'm going-
leave this, you might draw an opportunity attack, but you should be fine.
All right. Well, I'm going to hit his threatened area with my sacred flame.
Okay, good. You're going to hit his threatened area.
All right. Well,
You could also... you could also bop him with a mace. That would also be completely valid. Okay, Remorseful Goblin is going to take a dex save. Normal, it gets 10, so that's a fail. Roll damage.
normal.
There you go.
Okay. So now, you know, that first Sacred Flame, that was just like, you kind of like, ooh, I'm kind of learning about this whole new combat thing, right? But now you're like, okay, shit's real. Like, Ash over here, covered in blood, kind of injured.
Okay,
Also
to be
covered in
fair.
blood separately.
What's already covered in blood. It's not a
Right.
good
Yeah.
measurement.
But either way,
Like-
you're like, oh, we gotta solve this. And you're like, okay, burn this guy. They die instantly, like wreathing in this holy flame that literally scorches the flesh from their body.
Oh, shug. That's the first time I've ever killed anybody.
Oh! It's your first time killing a goblin. At least it was a goblin and not a human.
Don't worry.
First, but not the last.
Yeah, don't worry. They're not people. They don't have a culture. They just have, like, reasons they might be doing this. Okay, distracted goblin
I'll
hurler.
feel remorseful later.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Distracted Goblin Hurler is going to move a little bit, and they're gonna yeet a rock, like sling a rock. This time, like this is a powerful mage has come in here, right? Some kind of spellcaster. They need to be put down, right? They need to at least be harassed. That's how you deal with mages. You always defeat the spellcaster first, because they're weaker and more vulnerable. So it slings a rock. And it rolls a 5. This rock just tumbles down at your feet uselessly. Elijah, you're up.
They're improving. Good job, Goblin Rock Thrower. You're improving. Keep at it. And one day you will hit something.
Given that they've worked out these close-up goblins, I'm gonna move up to Jace. Well, wait, let me check one. You know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. That's just being extra for no reason. We're just gonna use Firebolt. Fuck it.
It's okay, I understand.
Eli thinks about all the things he can do and then just decides, you know what? That goblin that's close to us, it needs to die.
Yeah, we don't need to overcomplicate this. We can just...
They're just goblins.
And you
They're
do-
just goblins, Michael. What can they do? 5 damage?
My God.
Yeah. Would you like to roll some damage?
I would.
Okay,
you
cool.
go.
Yeah, no, that works. That as the goblin next to it dies, wreathing in this flame, you're just like, this one's head?
Yeah, more flames. More flames.
As this goblin's head just, like, literally scorches out of existence.
Love it.
You know what?
Not so sacred flame.
I've been thinking, now that it's cooked, we should eat it. Don't you think so? It's
Now
going
that
to
it's
be a good lunch. Yeah, it was a
Ah.
firebolt, so...
I've never eaten goblin. I don't know.
Whatever. This doesn't matter. I just wanted to move up to be with the group. That ends my turn. I'm good.
Okay,
Goblins
excellent.
are safe to eat.
Technically, you can end your own turns, by the way, on the combat tracker if you bothering to track it. You don't
Oh.
have to. I'm not going to harass you on that one.
Okay. I can try and remember. I can try and be a good
Yeah.
have it. Thanks for the reminder.
Seeing that the problem here is solved, Instructor Jasen, he's gonna move up with his musket. He's gonna have a little bit of distance from you, Svetlana. Your ears are still ringing from that violent display of noise. He uses his bonus action to reload his musket.
Between that and having goblins set fire to in front of me.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough day, but he will discharge this loud, violent musket on the next goblin he sees. So we'll go with the distracted goblin hurler because he's a little bit further forwards. It's 21. That's a hit. Roll damage. It is 12 damage. Distracted goblin hurler erupts in a fountain of blood as its arm is just like shot clean off.
Guns seem unfair.
Guns are unfair.
Yeah, it's true to life.
I will actually say I put a lot of work in trying to make sure that guns were actually balanced around.
They seem pretty good, actually.
Like, the intention was that they were meant to seem really good initially, but then kind of taper off the moment you get like second attack. That makes sense. It
feels much more like a basic weapon though that anyone could take than like the artificer thunder cannon type thing.
Yes, that was the intention.
Yeah, I like it.
For everyone in chat, so you're aware, guns in this world have been relatively newly introduced, and they're upsetting the power balance in a lot of ways. Because previously, wars were fought by high-level adventurers and heroes, and now you can give a bunch of guns to a bunch of peasants, and they can really hurt those heroes. A lot of people are upset about this. However, some people, such as Jasen here, quite enjoying this new aspect of delivering violence. All right, Ash, you're up.
I am up. All right, I'm badly hurt. You know what? I'm a fighter. I would like to second wind.
I think you get to roll, so it's probably a roll and then a right click.
There we go. You heal 3 hit points.
All right.
But that's a bonus action, so you still have your main action available.
Yes. Let me sheath my rapier again and put my longbow back into both hands. Let me carefully aim for the cruel goblin hunter. Hurler, my bad. Yes.
Go. That's a solid hit. Roll damage.
And this is going to kill him. Look at this.
Okay, excellent. Yes, so you put an arrow in his chest. He thrashes for a moment and then dies.
Look at me. Calculated kill. Another one. That's 2 for me, guys. Try to keep up.
Falling behind.
Are they keeping score?
Sorry. Your turn arrives.
Now it's my turn, but I see that there is no breach. It is going to be a bit harder to try to go and kill them, and I'm going to try it, so I'm going to run again. Can I run through here, or he's in the middle?
So, you can move through allies as if they are not there. It is assumed that your allies will maneuver in such a way that you can get through their locations. You can't stop in an ally's square, though. Secondarily, of important note, this waterway is going to be difficult terrain because, there's water and mud here. Of course, there's taut rope here. You could maybe try running across that, but you'd have to roll an acrobatics check to make that.
But maybe it's not too deep and I'm tall enough. I don't know.
So this water is definitely not too deep. You can go through this, but it is going to slow you down a lot to go through this.
Okay.
That's the issue. Difficult terrain means that you spend twice as much movement to get through it.
Okay, can I move here and still be on the ground?
Yeah, that's close enough. Yeah, that's fine.
I have a question for you out of character, Ix.
What's that?
Do you have like a javelin or anything in your backpack?
Oh, yes.
Because you could potentially throw that at this last guy. When in doubt, as big, strong half-orc lady, you can always throw stuff at people.
Always an option to just eat something. That's what the goblins are doing, right? Show them how to do it properly.
Here did two. Okay. I think I can. Where is the last one? Oh my god, you are my savior!
Just over here.
I've been doing this for like 10 years, so that's why I'm here.
Oh my
So you would want to
okay,
get
I
within
can.
30-foot range.
Is there a
otherwise you'll have
problem if
disadvantage on the attack.
they are in front of me and I throw something? Like there is a chance that I can hit them. I hope it's not.
You can run into issues with that. Normally, it's mostly fine, but there are going to be risks that you need to consider. This isn't one of those things where it's like 100% risk-free or 100% risk. There isn't a mechanical element to it, but I will, as the GM, decide, like, if you're like, oh, I'm going to shoot 6 arrows down this tiny corridor, I'm going to be like, yeah, but that corridor's absolutely tiny and you've got 3 of your own people there. Like, that you can't, like, there's a high chance that you hit your own dudes if you do that.
Okay.
But I would recommend that you move to somewhere around here because you can move for free. So you can move and then take your action from here and then yeet a javelin. And then you wouldn't have to worry about any of that and you wouldn't take disadvantage for the range.
Okay.
And then we figure out how to cross the river with the goblins dead.
Okay.
Instead of solving it with one of them alive.
Okay, I throw this at goblin, the last one.
So it's a ranged attack, but it's a strength-based ranged attack, so it's just the same as your melee attack in 99% of all circumstances.
Is that or should I
Yep, so you click attack.
attack? Okay. Normal.
Now you don't have advantage and you don't have disadvantage. A 12, however, is sadly not enough. Oh, actually, that guy. Wow, you're one short. that's
that?
that's kind of brutal. You're literally one shot.
I did a pinchito with his head. It's a foot. I did a pinchito.
Okay, well that's your turn. The ecstatic goblin hurler sees this new threat and is going to throw a rock at you. Except they're not going to take disadvantage because you are now both in the same... Oh, actually, no, they still take disadvantage. They suck. Never mind. They don't have much range on these rocks. Okay, a 3 does not hit. The rock impacts your armor and harmlessly bounces off. And the ecstatic goblin hurler is going to leave the situation. They're like, yeah, this seems like a good time to leave. I've thrown my rock. I would like some more range. That I think is what that goblin would choose to do.
Getting away.
Actually, no. You know what? Never mind. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. And you'll find out why later.
Not getting away.
Yeah, okay. They're where they want to. Svetlana, you're up.
Okay, so I thought he was running away, but he's actually running towards us. This is a bit suspicious.
No, he's standing in position, basically. He's using the fact that he has the barrier of the river between you to try and avoid getting into melee and throwing rocks.
All right, perfect. Well, I'm going to exchange some fire with him. I'm gonna run up. I think I can come across to here, actually. Can I? Can I very much do that? Yes, I can. All right. Need to learn to press buttons. And I got into Sacred Flame.
Excellent. Sacred Flame his ass. Burn him down.
Are you?
It's a 7. He's failed. That's damage. Roll damage.
Normal?
6 damage. Solid. You burn him to death.
Ah. I mean, yay.
An aggressive thwomp.
Oh, that's exactly what I meant to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, that ends your first combat in D&D.
And I scream to the body, "You couldn't get away, you fucking little piece of shit! Look at the screen!" And now I'm everything.
And I will just say yes, seconded.
That's Svetlana. You and me have both 2 kills. I'm very proud of us.
Is Kron all right? Can I? Is Ash all right? Can I give you a heal? Is there anything that I can help you with?
Oh, I would love you. You can heal? I didn't know. You've been in this party for a while now. I can move around, right?
Yes, you're free to move around.
Ah.
Why he rotates when she moves?
That's because I forgot to put on a thing on that token. To lock them. See, because okay, I'll show this off in a second. If I make this look, okay. Right. If we check out this guy, right? See how he turns around when I move him? and it looks cool, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, your tokens also have that, and I have to turn it off on a token by token basis. And I forgot to do that.
Svetlana is just rolling around now. I can
rolling
picture
around
it.
the speed of sound. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea that
Got
I
places to
walked
go.
in like a rolling across something.
But Instructor Jasen will come up and be like, "Good job. Was that you guys' first sight?"
I've seen a few goblins in my life before. 1 or 2, maybe a million.
Can I do some heals on Ash?
It wasn't my first time killing small creatures, but it went well. I'm happy with the result.
Also, this guy is dead. Just to be clear, very dead.
This guy's dead.
Yeah, but you asked. Well, not you, Jason.
No, that was me. That was me as the GM saying that this particular guy is dead.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know. Sorry. Sometimes I understand. This is why I do the voices, because
It's easier.
Jason down here, he's got this deep voice, and it hopefully differentiates it from me talking right now, because that hopefully provides some separation. Jason will say, "All right, I'll cover. You check out what was up with those goblins."
So can
And
I
he's
take
gonna-
this
he's
loot
gonna-
first?
He's going to cover your position, and
okay.
now you're free to do as you wish to do.
Eh.
Okay, can I loot the body? Do they have something
Okay.
or?
We'll do this.
Can I try?
Elijah, we'll deal with Elijah's thing first. You want to ask about the mushrooms? The mushrooms are very, almost unusually large, actually, but they are definitely mushrooms. Do you have any knowledges that would be appropriate to potentially ascertaining additional information
You know,
about them?
I am not trained in nature, but I am a smart guy.
Yeah, you can roll that.
Yeah.
Okay, so a 9, you're not going to get any fantastic information. These mushrooms are unusually large, and what's actually more interesting is how extremely bright red they are. You wouldn't be surprised if these were used as some kind of pigment or dye locally. You can't identify them, but they're definitely an unusual species of mushroom.
Okay, so this isn't like, yeah, those are just big red mushrooms. We have them here.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they're of note. That's good to know.
Yeah. Like, they're not necessarily, like, super intriguing. Like, you've seen some weird shit in your time, but they're definitely not... You definitely don't normally just casually get mushrooms this big and this red specifically in a location like this.
If they are fooling around, I guess I will now ritual cast Find Familiar.
Okay, excellent. This is a wonderful time to do it.
I'll put that text out there for everybody, but it's not really a roll.
I think we can mostly abstract it for now, because
Cool.
you're probably not going to use them, like, as a combat unit
No.
immediately.
I don't think that'll ever be the case. So
Okay.
I don't think this team will ever need to be like, I'm harassing him with my familiar. Like, if that's happening, like, that's because I'm alone in a fight and things are going horribly.
Yeah, okay. So we'll abstract it for now.
Yeah, you and I can talk about this over the next 2 weeks. Right now, I would pick something that could fly. Probably like a bird, like probably just like these birds that are flying around, if you will. Something that would just blend in and, so it can scout with a bird's eye view, literally, and go over the river while we sort out the river thing and heal up and do whatever else.
Excellent. So probably some kind of gull, like an inland gull.
Yeah. Just say, hey, go fly around, come back, let me know what you see. Me and the familiar have been working. I'm new at this, so like we have a rapport, but not like it's not like we're homies yet or anything like that.
Yeah, you're like, hey, you're my familiar. Like, hopefully, this kind of profession. Like, it's that kind of professional relationship.
We're in an early professional relationship. Yes, for
Excellent.
sure. It's not complicated at all.
Right. So this takes 1 hour and 10 minutes to cast in total, because it's 10 minutes for the ritual cast and then 1 hour for the casting of the spell itself.
I always forget that it's the full hour. Like when I'm thinking about it, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Here. We have this
that's
whole
absolutely fine.
river
That's-
situation. So
That's one of the reasons I stopped you earlier, because it would feel a little bit strange, like they're
Yeah.
just scouting on ahead and you're
My bad.
going to spend an hour on it. But Seirian, you were investigating loot. So you investigate the goblins, and they have these chipped stone blades that honestly are probably worthless, and some leather tatters. They do have a couple shields amongst them, which you could take, but they're not particularly valuable. Do you want some shields? Do you want to steal their shields?
Yeah,
Okay.
one
In
of
that
them.
case,
Just only one.
I will add a shield to your sheet.
Hey guys, I found a couple of shields. I only take one, but if you need one or you want one, you know, as a gift for our victory, you can take that if you want.
Said I got my own shield.
Okay.
Further, as you're investigating these goblins, you note that they are incredibly emaciated. Some of you in the group noticed that they looked, you know, scrawny and hungry before, but like now that you're investigating them, they look like they haven't eaten properly in months, which is pretty rare for goblins because they can eat just about anything. And there's clearly, like, you know, you've seen mushrooms, you've seen birds and such. There's clearly food around. So it's really strange that they're so emaciated.
Can I check if the mushrooms are edible?
If you'd like to use a survival skill, that would give you a potential to identify those mushrooms.
Let's go use.
Okay, survival 21. You know that the mushrooms here, you'd know more than Eli. You'd know that these mushrooms are actually a local genus of mushroom. You would know that they are used predominantly as a dye. They are technically edible, but they're not particularly tasty. Like, you're not good. You can eat them. They're not going to make you sick or anything. They have a calorific value, but they've got like a kind of astringent taste to them, and they have a tendency to dye the mouth red.
Definitely weird that goblins that seem to be very, very hungry would not attempt to eat these mushrooms. Not they're
Exactly.
tasty at all, but they're not even trying to. This is weird. Something's going on here.
It is indeed very weird. Like, this is not standard goblin behavior, all in all.
Also like to... I've requested a heal. The heal has been rolled. Can I take the heal just like that?
Yes, Svetlana used healing word on you. That just heals you 10 hit points.
Yeah, just take
Good.
that.
Right click, bam, you're up to full. Also,
Thank
can we
you,
just as an aside, can we just point out how Svetlana's healing word is like fucking insane? Like, healing word is meant to heal you like 1d4 hit points.
It's free,
And
it's free.
Svetlana's heals you like 10 because of life cleric bullshit.
Gosh.
Just top me off. Completely off.
Okay,
Yeah.
we've topped Ash off.
Yep.
Yes.
You've topped Ash. Just on stream. Understood.
I'm very surprised at this, at the capability of this group. I didn't think you're actually human, you both. Never really looked at you. I didn't pay attention much to you two. And then the half-orc? I'm surprised that you're this skillful.
I'm surprised that I'm this skillful. I mean, yes, of course I am. Why else do you think we're here if we don't have any talent?
Oh, we cannot.
I think this was really easy. They were just bunch of goblins. They were very scaly, so I don't know why you think this can be a problem for us.
I think with a different strategy, this would have been definitely an easy battle. I'll take the blame for this one, actually.
Okay, we'll give you the blame for this, April. I am more than happy for you to receive the blame. Next time, don't run off in front of everybody if you're going to.
Speaking of, let me cross this bridge and see what's on the other side. Can I just do that? Or can I balance the rope? I don't want to get wet.
You know, I think maybe this dice will go first. I don't want you to be in danger or have a similar situation.
Going to be fine.
So while I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna make a quick suggestion. Why doesn't the big orc lady chop down one of these trees and we walk across that?
You know
Look at
what?
this
I still
smart guy.
try it. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
But I would say it nicer. I'd say something like, Seirian, why don't you just chop down that tree over there? I'll point one out that, looks conveniently sized and be like, we'll just walk across that. And I'll go back to doing my ritual.
Okay, I'm going to try. Well, I don't have an axe. I don't know if maybe some of you have one, but...
I have an axe. If you need an axe, I can give you axe.
Wow. Perfect.
That's perfect. Okay, let's go.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
you lend Seirian the axe, and then you take down a tree. I would suggest that like this tree will take all day to fell, and there are smaller trees nearby that would make more sense. For example, this one up here. You're a competent, strong character. You have an axe. There is no reason you can't fell the tree. So you spend perhaps 15 minutes, and you cut yourself down a nice tree, which you use to ford the river. Are you going to put that tree in the approximate location of the old bridge or somewhere else?
My idea was to cut the tree from the left. Well, I don't remember how to select something.
You press X to put a little arrow up.
Okay.
So you just want to like fell it in
here?
place.
Yeah, from here it's going to
If you're felling this
fall.
this one's going to take like a couple hours to fell, but it would.
Oh, okay. The other one then. Okay.
Like this is going to take like 15 minutes. This is going to take like a couple hours. It's
Okay.
it's like 10 foot across.
Okay.
It's almost 3 meters thick. This is a massive tree.
Yeah, I thought we could just say, you know, you're a strong half-orc, and I was thinking, oh, maybe he likes the idea, I'm going to do it. But no, okay.
15 minutes to fell a tree is pretty freaking quick.
Yeah. You're about to chop down a tree that spans a river in like half an hour or whatever. Like that's impressive. No matter like, it's just we don't need to chop down the tallest one in the forest to cross the river.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, from
So are you
here, and
just
it's
gonna
going to
just
fall
span
to
it
the
like this?
river.
Okay.
I think that's way it's going to be easier and less time.
Absolutely fair and reasonable. So you chop down this tree and it will span the river here.
Yes, that's fine.
So you've now created a effective bridge.
We help the people from this place. Maybe someday they have to walk through here, but I hope they don't, because it seems very dangerous.
Well, this whole chopping business and improvised bridge building is going on. I would like to investigate our surroundings a little more. In particular, the bridge and the blood trail that I initially spotted. I definitely didn't accidentally ran into this one. I spotted this early on. I would like to see if this is goblin blood or someone else's blood.
Okay, so roll me. You know what? You can just take 10 on a perception check. You've got time. So
How do you do this?
what is happening here is you are you take your time to investigate through this, and you know this is where the goblins were hiding. There's some bushes. I probably should have given them some cover, but you know, it's fine. They're fine. You notice as you follow this trail of blood and the drag marks back, and somewhere back here, you notice that you come across what appears to be a skeleton, except it's only a skeleton by way of being completely devoured by, like, something has chewed and bitten and eaten the flesh on this thing. It is not a skeleton in the way that you sometimes find. You know, you've been through the forest sometimes. Sometimes you'll just come and find a skeleton of an animal or a humanoid. And you'd be like, oh yeah, you know, they've been here, they've been eaten. This thing's fresh. Within the last few days, something has eaten all of the flesh off of whatever being this was.
Lag.
What's up?
If I do the bridge, the new bridge, I should be I should be here. Like, doesn't have any sense if I am there, because you know I'm not that magician.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I get it. Don't worry.
So
Like,
I just
right now we're not in combat, and I'm not expecting combat to occur again, so the specific location of people isn't super important.
oh okay. I just in case, because I have no idea what's
I understand.
going to
I
happen.
appreciate it. But if we're not in combat, generally you can move yourself around without too much issue.
okay.
If positioning is very important, I'll hit spacebar to pause stuff.
Okay.
The carcass in question, it has flesh left on it. It's not completely.
Not much. It's got like gristle and the corners of bones. It seems like it was in the process of being consumed.
Interesting. What kind of animal would do this?
Could roll survival.
I was just thinking about animal handling, but I guess survival what for you?
Animal handling is more like an animal social skill. Survival is like basic survival knowledge. Knowledge nature. See, this is the thing of multiple things can cover a thing, right? Survival would be a very pragmatic thing in that you could say like, oh, this was a smallmouth, so it had to have been this kind of animal. Whereas knowledge nature might be able to identify like, oh, from the tooth marks, I can see this is a canine.
Yeah.
And then animal handling is like you're a dog trainer.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're
Like it would be like genuinely if we had like a friendly or neutral animal that you tried to like convince to help us in some way.
Right, then let's go with survival.
That is a natural 20. So, just so everyone's aware, natural 20s on skill checks are not automatic successes, which means that you don't necessarily succeed. However, in this case, it's a really high roll anyway, and you're golden. But because it is an automatic success on an attack, it's not an automatic success on a skill. It is almost certainly a success. With a 22 on the survival check, you would note that the mouths used to strip this corpse would have been from an omnivore for certain, which suddenly limits a lot of the potential creatures that you would expect to find in an area like this. In fact, it limits them to basically, like, with the information you have, it limits its humanoids. You know that this thing was eaten by a humanoid creature, and you're looking over there and you're seeing those hungry goblins, and you're thinking it's the closest thing that would have done it, right?
Yeah, that would make sense if these goblins would have eaten it, but why are they looking like that? And does that mean they were just eating this? Whatever the remains of this is, whatever this was supposed to be. Is there something else going on? I'm not sure. Let me go back to the group. I assume that was all the information you were providing.
There's not much to be gained from an eaten corpse, but you've gained as much as you can, right? Like you're fairly certain that the thing that ate them was a goblin mouth.
Oh, let me share my informations group. I've investigated the forest where the initial goblin group attacked us, and I found a carcass of sorts. Assuming it was an animal initially. It looks like something humanoid was eating it. Maybe a group, maybe it was the goblins. I cannot tell for sure.
But if it was the goblins, why are there? Yeah. So okay, we've seen fish. We've seen birds. We've seen fish.
Birds.
Okay, we've seen fish too.
You've seen all the wildlife that you.
The outstanding question is then, why just this animal?
Whatever that is, I couldn't identify it really.
Why would they eat just that?
To be clear, the skeleton is of a humanoid creature, but from animals. Sorry, I apologize if I didn't make that clear. The skeleton found is of a humanoid creature. It is definitely a humanoid creature. At this point, you can't ascertain what kind of humanoid, but human, elf, maybe dwarf, that kind of range.
Have I ever read anything about goblins that only eat humans? Goblins are like can eat everything.
Yeah, goblins, as far as you're aware, right, you have the base knowledge, goblins, as far as you're aware, they eat, they're not picky, they're omnivores, they will eat anything.
Cool, okay.
If you'd like to roll me knowledge nature, I think would be most of, actually, yeah, I mean, no, we'll start with knowledge nature. Okay, so knowledge nature.
You just take the 13 or whatever and apply it to whatever.
So your knowledge suggests that while there are things that definitely make creatures only want to eat humanoids, they're mostly like arcane religious curses and stuff, like vampirism, for example. Like you know vampirism involves like the drinking of blood of intelligent creatures. They have to be intelligent. You know there's some stuff like that, but it's not standard issue, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't randomly know about a parasite or something like that. That would be funny. All right.
Sorry.
Svetlana, what do you
No, I'm shutting up. You talk.
I was just thinking that I should be able to perform some sort of ritual here to sort of go, like we'll have a safe journey or what have you, because it's getting all cursy and stuff.
That's very reasonable.
I like that. I think the most important thing is that we stay safe and we should be very careful with this. I think maybe trying to explore more about these things right now is going to be dangerous because we don't have many details. So maybe we should ask in the next town or city. Maybe they can give they can give more information on what's going on.
Also, Svetlana, if you would like to roll me religion, because the purview of undead comes under the knowledge of religion. Since we have just been discussing that, it might occur to you. Okay.
All right.
So obviously you don't have specifics, but you can think of a number of times where curses like this have been presented, and they've almost always been in a situation where a group or tribe has desecrated a religious location or altar or similar.
Yeah. This is somebody's going into a graveyard or somewhere.
You've definitely heard of, especially some of the deep northern tribes. There are definitely stories of cannibal northern tribes that were cursed for desecrating altars of the small gods.
Okay. So I might want to say to everybody, like, we might want to keep our eyes out for altars or sacred symbols as we're walking around, because I'm getting the impression here that either these goblins have, like, destroyed a thing, or the local townspeople might have destroyed a thing. I'm getting actually quite worried about what would have happened to local townspeople.
I think at this point we can say you've pretty much finished it up.
Okay, well, I'll say something like, if I'm finishing the ritual, I'll say something like, we'll know a lot more soon, as sort of the bird flies off.
So you're going to send your bird off to fly around. If I'm not mistaken, at least one of them has an advantage on visual perception checks. I'm going to roll this as its perception check, which is 2d20, drop 1, plus 5.
Sure.
Okay, 23. As this bird, your commendable companion flies around. Obviously, it's high in the sky. Like, it's not going to have perfect vision of anything tiny and minute. And there's just a limitation of it. But it has rolled really well. It does a thorough scan of the area. It can see some disturbed bushes and stuff on the way to Levis, the place you were initially intending to travel. But in your kind of local area, it can't see much more than you're already aware of.
Okay.
It would note that there does appear to be some more bloody marks in your immediate local area. So obviously you can see this one from kind of where you're standing, just so you're northeast.
Mm-hmm.
And if you zoom out on the map, far in the northeast, there is another bloodied mark where you would expect to potentially find another corpse.
Okay.
You would have to guess.
Well, okay. I'm going to note those so that we can take Ash to go see what's different about them after we cross the river. And I will ask the gull to fly ahead of us. It can lower and closer, basically, so that I believe if we're within 100 feet, we're telepathically linked.
Basically, you're using them as a 100-foot scout. They're going to be like on a tree, roughly 100 foot away from you.
Yeah, and able to check things out. Yeah, they're smart, but not too smart. That's what I like about them.
If they see some people on the road, they'll let you know. And I'll assume that they're getting there.
There's some goblins hiding in the trees up ahead. Thanks, bud.
We want to be concerned about those. And obviously, it being a bird means it's unlikely to be attacked randomly.
Be impressed. Be in awe at my magic and the thought that goes into it. Unlike all of you natural magic doers / praying to gods people.
I've not even noticed a
All
bit.
right, old man.
The ego is real.
You get a pat on your shoulder.
You're a wizard. You can't. It's impossible to be a wizard without an ego.
It's true.
Are you
This wasn't
human?
bad.
Yes, no, human wizard. Like a 40-year-old human.
Oh,
Just a dude whose whole life was destroyed.
okay. Okay, a human.
That's
Okay.
not so says, Oji-san.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Okay.
What is this? Nix.
It's weird racism, but it's fine.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Okay,
You're
it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, she's
That's
right.
fine,
It's
yeah.
just a human. We don't expect much from them, do we?
Yeah,
Hey,
human.
I'm a human too.
Oh, I know. I'm aware. You were doing well.
Yeah, but you don't have that ego, you know.
I'm not a wizard human.
Still, he's a human.
Do you have any idea how long it takes to learn how to do this without any magical talent? No, you don't.
Oh, I know.
Because you're talented.
I do have an idea how long it takes on that.
But you know that you are human. Those are facts. You are limited.
Yeah. But how many humans do you know who can do this? I'll just keep. No, I'm going to follow the bird.
I don't really have
Okay.
too much interest in humans, but yeah, you're a human.
Okay, so Eli starts walking onwards. Holy fuck.
I'm going to thank her for the bridge, too.
Excellent. Okay, so you go up the shore a little bit and then you cross over this bridge. I'm assuming, Seirian, you've cut the branches off in such a way that it shouldn't be too difficult to walk across. You might- Sorry, I was saying, I'm assuming Seirian has cut the branches in such a way that I don't need to have you rolling acrobatics or anything to get across the bridge. So you just navigate across the bridge.
Yeah, exactly. Next time, I hope that wizard tries to do something.
I'm giving the
Useful.
on the bridge a sad look.
Oh, so you're not.
But-
So Ash isn't going to try and like dance across the rope then.
No, I'm going to appreciate the walk of our half-orc.
Okay, appreciate the walk with the half-orc. Understood. Okay, so the group. We'll pause you here. The group takes up the shore, walks across the bridge cut from the tree, and continues on the path to Levitz. You notably don't run into anything of major concern. Like, the bird points out a couple scuffed areas that you might want to investigate. Oh, right, you were also going to investigate the 2 flooded areas. So I will say on the near side one, you find an additional corpse. This one, like, is literally just chewed bones. And on the far side, you don't find a corpse,
Okay.
but it is otherwise safe.
Do you find the blood trail though, and it looks similar to the other ones we found?
Yes, exactly. You do find a blood trail. It does look similar.
To
So,
same perpetrators.
yes, there's nothing that indicates other perpetrators. We will continue off of this map, and we're gonna go back over to, and you encountered the river somewhere around here, and you are making your way to Levitz. And we're gonna move you over here so that we all know where you guys are.
I'm sure there was going to be something big and spooky in that forest.
You know, I would like
Wait,
to
hold
try. I would like to try to eat dragon meat someday.
You want to try and eat dragon meat one day? That makes
Yeah.
sense.
But we didn't eat any goblins.
I'm not eating a goblin.
I'm not eating a
Those
goblin as well.
goblins, I would like to try goblin
Jamons.
meat too, but those were really, scaly. There is nothing. What I'm going to eat from that?
I mean,
Jamon refuses to goblin a goblin.
I didn't even know that goblins could be gobbled.
I mean, I've seen some evidence on the internet that would. No. Okay, so you make your way to Levitz with Instructor Jasen, who, upon arriving to the town, it's late, but it's not like dark late. It's like evening late. You're approaching the golden hour type situation when you finally get to Levitz. You walk into this village. It kind of builds up as you walk into it because these outskirts of village tends to be very sprawling affairs. You come across farmland littered with flowers, and you notice Levitz is in the kind of embrace of lush forests and rolling meadows, flower fields everywhere. There is the gentle swarm of bees making their way back to their hives for the evening. There are orchards about the place. It's almost idyllic, and there is a hexagonal motif with regards to the artistry of the buildings. Some of them using hexagonal symbols around the place. It's not exclusive, but some choosing to use hexagonal windows and such. And as you enter the central square of the location, you come across a simple wooden temple standing as the centerpiece, to which Jasen will say to the party, "All right then, your job starts here. Go talk to the priestess at the temple. She's the one who ordered the job. As for me, I'm gonna go get a drink. Try not to die."
All right then.
goddamn Jason. Never inviting me to a drink.
I mean, he's meant to be here to watch over you, not to do your job for you, right?
Yes,
Like,
that's fair.
if you die here, then that's just you being filtered out of the training. So
It's true.
he was around for the first fight, kind of make sure you were squared away, and now life is your problem.
Yeah,
Just
I think I ought to go and talk to that priestess. Maybe everybody else wants to go to the pub, but
Oh, I'm going to the priestess. I want to check out the priestess.
we'll do that then.
Excellent.
Okay, old
I will
man.
go with everyone. I don't want anything bad happen to you all.
Ah, I appreciate that.
Sorry, someone in chat is like, my ears are bad. Did I hear pork butt? No, I don't think you did. I'm gonna be real. I don't think you did hear pork butt. Before you head off, I think now is probably a brilliant time to take a break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with some D&D. We are heading into the temple in Levis after dealing with our first goblin fight. There's no map for this. I didn't want to spend hours making a map that you'd only look at for like 15 minutes. You guys, as a collective group, will wander to the temple, and you will find it's a fairly simple wooden building, structured like a great hall. Have you ever seen a Viking great hall?
Yes.
With a kind of rounded off roof, that kind of energy. Most interestingly, there's a large fire burning inside, like an intentional fire. It's not burning a blaze. There's a large fire burning inside, which is normally only done by fairly well-off temples to have a fire going all the time, which would normally suggest an adherence to the Lordist faith, which is what you'd expect. Lordist faith is quite present in the local area. If you'd like to roll me knowledge religion as you enter this temple, those of you who think they would know anything about religion. A 7 is not high enough to really get the potential secret information of this. As far as you're concerned, this is a Lordist temple.
Can I also roll?
Yeah, certainly. If you think it would be reasonable for you to have some religious knowledge.
Yeah, I know.
Not necessarily proficient with it, but if you think your character might know some stuff about religion.
Oh yeah, I've read a
Feel
few
free to
books in my life.
You have indeed read a few books. And more interestingly, you notice that the vast majority of the insignia here is actually for various other gods. So you're fairly certain that this particular locale was originally a Volkist temple. That is a temple which serves many gods and now has clear Lordist imagery with the large bonfire as a main signifier, but still retains the Volkist imagery, which suggests that the person here, they might only be paying lip service to the requirements of the Lordist faith locals here.
So in our world lore, which I believe is something that I would just know walking around, I couldn't remember if it's it doesn't actually get spelled out if there's like a theocratic tie to Lordism or not. But it kind of sounds like there might be based on what you're saying. Is that...
There is a lot of religious pressure put in place by those of the Lordist faith. Their religion is the kind of religion that applies political pressure deliberately.
Okay.
The Volkist religion, which is not necessarily a religion, where it's like a collection of beliefs, is very much close to paganism in that it accepts that there are lots of different religions in lots of different beliefs about how the gods work in different areas and just kind of accepts them. The Lordist faith is very much like, no, they're all underneath the Lord of Light Svarog. And so they put a lot of political pressure in play. And so some temples have converted their primary affiliation, and some have said that they've converted their primary affiliation, potentially because it makes political sense for them.
It's a bar putting the right crest up, depending on who won the battle outside.
Yeah. You make sure that they're not going to come here and start some shit. The hexagonal imagery that you see everywhere is very much Zlata the Honeykeeper.
That'd be my new favorite god.
I didn't know that I was going to like them as much as I like them and then I put them in the thing and I'm like, actually, they're really cool. Like I don't see beekeeping gods, and now we've got like a god of hearth home and beekeeping. Like that's kind of awesome.
And they're using hexagons as a symbolism?
Yes.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's like the best structure.
I would say that the Lordist faith, like, it doesn't deny you from worshipping other gods, as long as you don't hold them in a higher position, which is why having your house decorate with that stuff is fine, but having the most central important temple in that iconography is not ideal. Anyway, the temple stands before you and you walk into it. There is an older woman, middle-aged, with hair streaked with white. She is dressed in simple but well-made robes, and she approaches you and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, you can. Or more or less to say, if we can help you, with the goblins.
Ah, you're with the Free Company.
Yes.
We've had a terrible issue with goblins recently. A number of our villages here have been taken away by them. The most recent being, she will think back for a moment and say, yes, there's a farmer and his husband and the wife out on the east side of town.
What's your name?
I'm Eliza.
Nice. And have you noticed any of the... Oh, wait. You're a lordist, aren't you?
Yes, of course, my dear. Svarog is the almighty god above all others.
I'm just making sure that we are all worshipping the correct god. But in that worship, could you maybe have wound up destroying some older religious symbols around the place somewhere? You know, have you found any old shrines or rituals dedicated to any of the lesser gods that you've had to get rid of?
She'll furrow her brow for a moment and then say, We were very careful to not disturb anything that did not need to be disturbed.
Right.
Does Svetlana present herself? Is she covered in purely Lordist iconography, or does she perhaps have like iconography of other gods amongst her religious arrangement?
She'd be in a few.
Okay,
but
so
it wouldn't be offensive.
Right. She'd have like she'd probably have the sun above all, but you know, some others nearby. So
yeah,
when talking to this person, they probably realize from a glance that you're not like a hard-boiled Lordist.
Yeah.
But yeah, she would say like, we've not disturbed any that we've not needed to.
But by that you mean any that you've not needed to, any that isn't the ones that you consider correct?
I firmly believe that we have not upset any gods in our action.
Thank you.
Why the line of questioning?
Some lesser jealous gods might have been angered, and we'll have to put them to right.
You believe that is the cause of these goblins running wild?
We don't know yet. We're just investigating.
I see, very well. As I said, the farmers, the Seirian household, be the ones to talk to. They have the most recent encounter. That poor boy was taken.
Eliza, you're the high priest here, right?
Yes, I am the one that ails all the religious woes here.
How long have you been working here?
Oh, goodness. Well, I took over from the previous, so 45 years in my role as high priest.
45 years. In your time, has this temple always looked like this? Or have there been more recent redecorations?
Obviously, we have adjusted to the new faiths, as we must. But that happened when I was a girl.
I see. So you would say that it was not your responsibility yet?
At that time, I was still working underneath the old high priestess, yes.
And I assume correctly that she was human?
Yes.
That's too bad. Alright. Go on then. Do what humans do.
Eliza looks like somewhat miffed at your response, like at do what humans do. I mean, like, she doesn't know what to do with that.
What exactly do humans do, Ash?
Oh, you know. Breathing, quickly dying, the usual.
And do what you do? Not breathe?
Well, I breathe, but I live a little longer.
So, can you do whatever you do a little bit further away from the rest of us?
Oh,
I talk to the lovely young lady.
I'm gonna step in and just be like, old? I'm like 5 years younger than her if my math is right here.
You know what? For a human, you're kind of old. You have
Okay.
one leg in
all
the tomb,
racists
you know?
leave the temple.
Racist, get the fuck out.
All right. I'm going to assume Ash is an elf.
That is correct. My long pointy ears gave that away.
Eliza is just watching you argue amongst yourself, and has got the look on the face of like, what the fuck? Like, they were meant to be here to help. These guys.
I'm gonna like sidle over her. Yeah, I'm gonna like walk over to her while they're squabbling.
Right.
I'm the older one, right? Like she and I are more on the same level. Maybe I'll make a timely reference that none of them would get.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And and just sort of like apologize. I'm sorry. They're young. They haven't figured out how to be professionals yet. We are here to help.
Not.
They're really competent when they're not doing this. Trust me. We did have
so.
Yeah, we did have questions about the goblins because we fought a group of goblins on the way in, and we noticed some things about their behavior and other things we saw in the forest that made us wonder about potential religious disturbances, which is why Svetlana asked you the questions that she did. We are here to help, and we will address the problem either way, but we're hoping to address it in a more long-term fashion rather than just coming in here, killing some goblins, telling you it's fine, and then you have this problem again next year.
I appreciate that. You were attacked by them on the way?
Yes.
She'll look confused for a moment and then say, there's a merchant that comes by. Did you perhaps encounter them? She trails off with the kind of nervousness of somebody that doesn't really want to ask the question that they're asking.
I'm gonna summon my bird from its pocket dimension, since that's where it would have been, and ask her to describe the merchant to us.
She will give a description of a human 35 kind of age range, scraggly beard, brown hair.
I'm gonna I'll nod it at the familiar and get it out a window or whatever I need to let it fly off and tell her that I'm double checking right now.
Okay. So you're giving the bird the order to go check basically as far back as road and then come back to you with any information.
Yeah, and I'm giving her the double check the second she asks about it. I'm just trying to build some goodwill here.
Yeah, I would note, Ash, that does match the height of one of the corpses you found.
I was thinking about stepping in, but yeah, why not? Me overhearing this conversation, I'm like, yeah, I think I might have seen them, or what was left of them anyways.
What do you mean, what's left of them?
Are you sure you're up to that, old lady?
A bunch of bones.
Oh yeah, those bones.
But they would have meant to have arrived here in 3 days. What do you mean a bunch of bones?
Yeah, bones, that thing that we have inside the body.
Yes, I know, but how would they have come to become bones? They were meant to be here not 3 days ago. It would take months to become a corpse like that.
Unless we step back in here. This is one of the things we wanted to talk about. This is one of the things that led us to think there's something strange about the goblin behavior beyond just their typical aggression.
I just
go ahead.
I just wanted to try to be nice. I'm honest, because being honest is something good. And she asked, so I tell her.
Yes, you are helping. You are definitely helping.
Thank you.
We are all helping together.
Thank you.
Half-orc lady here, she's helping. Yeah, so this is definitely very concerning. The body has been rent off its flesh in... It was indicated that it was not too long ago. It is mildly concerning. I've never encountered something like this in the wild, and I have been around in the wild for a long, long time.
So you watch a moment as you see the kind of process of Eliza putting two and two together and kind of processing what you're actually saying has happened. And, there's that kind of expression that rolls over her face of like upset and concern. And then she goes, that's terrible, but that means you have twice as much reason. You must hurry. Not a few days ago, a young boy was taken. If perhaps... Oh my god, Nix, what the fuck? The young boy was taken from the farmers. Perhaps if you act quickly, he might still be saved.
I would agree that hurry is
Yeah, it
needed.
sounds like a good idea. Where's the farm?
It's out on the north end of town. I shall have someone guide you to it. She'll flag down someone immediately and tell them to guide you off to the northeast edge of town. Do you depart immediately?
I would like to address her one more time.
Very well.
And ask her, do you really give us all the information that we require to resolve this issue with no casualties?
Why would I hold back? I've told you everything that I'm aware of. We are being attacked by goblins. They've killed a number of farmers. She looks kind of perturbed that you would suggest this, but also she's pegged you as kind of an asshole anyway. So,
So I don't mind. All right. I'm just asking questions.
that line, I'm just asking. Anytime I hear it, I instantly like Ron.
I'm feeding. I'm feeding.
I hate it so much.
You're an elf. Everyone thinks you're an asshole.
Yeah, he's
You could roll
jacking off
insight.
over there.
You should roll insight to try and that would be a mechanical thing to try and ascertain. Not necessarily if they're telling the truth, but to get an insight into their thought process, their emotions.
Okay, insight. Okay. I'll do that. Oh, is that Nix?
Well, you were the one talking to them, so roll that insight.
Oh, I'm inciting badly.
You're not inciting very well. They are presenting to you as emotionally honest. They're kind of genuinely upset that not in a faux sense of it. They're genuinely upset that you're implying that they're going to do this shit because they're the high priestess of the area, and every high priestess you've known has cared quite a lot about the people they look after. That's basically their job, and you're out here giving them shit for it. So they're kind of genuinely insulted by what you're suggesting.
All right. One last thing, Miss
Can
High Priest. I see you're upset. You should be upset. People have died. So let us resolve this quickly. Let's go.
I'm just gonna hurry them. I'm shooing him away, and I will just apologize to her again.
If I was next to ask, can I ask? I mean, can I roll insight because I hear everything?
You can also roll insight to ascertain, yes. But
Okay.
you will be getting, like, unless you resist the actions of Eli to shuffle you out of the temple, you will be getting shuffled out of the temple post haste.
I will roll.
Okay, 9. You ascertain basically what was ascertained before. Eli, you wouldn't notice as she's dealing with this, there is a slight flinch of a grasped fist, which you recognize. Like, it's only for the briefest moment, that grasping of the fist, and then the deliberate relaxation. But you recognize this woman was thinking about hurting someone for just a moment.
Yeah, well, she's not wrong. So, like I said, I am going to give her a genuine apology. I'm doing my best to be, embarrassed, and also, like, I'm kind of now the adult, I guess.
Yeah.
And just, I will handle this. So we're going to solve your problem, and I'm going to handle them.
Yeah.
They're going to hear it from me or whatever.
So you shuffle everyone out. Svetlana, I think, has not been
Upsetting anyone.
rude or anything.
No, she was very direct, and then they figured themselves out. They were good. That was fine.
Yeah,
But it's,
like, they're handling their own shit. They understand that sometimes you have to talk. You have to talk around stuff.
yeah, they're
Yes, everyone else has been shuffled out, and you're being directed towards the farm on the northeast landing. As you approach the farm, the sun is winding onwards. So we are now kind of approaching the golden hour. For those that keep track of it, they'd know that there's almost certainly going to be a full moon tonight.
great.
Oh boy. I'm looking at the sky with a worried
It's
face.
fine. More light at night.
Was there a place to sleep inside?
I mean, you've been shuffled off to this farm where you're presumably going to meet with the farm owners. There's, depending on how much you insult them, they might not let you stay there overnight.
It's true.
Like,
All right. So off to the Thidimir farm.
Yeah, let's let Svetlana do the talking. Okay, guys.
okay,
Are we in the farm already?
yeah, it's not too far. It's like a few minutes walk.
Okay. Why do you apologize to her? Like, we did nothing wrong.
One day we'll talk about the difference in human culture and the orc culture or half-orc culture and why some of what you said was insensitive. But I just want you to understand that I know you were being honest and you were being helpful, and we're good. But that upset her, so we need to keep her happy. Okay, whether you were right or wrong, it doesn't matter.
Why she will be happy?
because we're doing a job for her, and at the end of us doing the work, we want the person who pays us to be happy with the job we did.
Wait, she pays us? Oh.
Oh,
My bad.
okay, money.
Well, she pays the people who pay us.
Ah, okay, I thought... Yeah, I guess I should have asked that first. My bad.
It's kind of
Did
what
we-
humans do.
So.
Thank you. Now I understand.
Did we receive some money from
No.
the?
No, she is paying our we're not a knight yes thing. She pays our free company. I saw the name of it, but then I forgot it again. She pays our free company, and in return, they receive protection and jobs like that. They receive someone who will come do work like this. In this instance, we are those people. So they are they're a client of ours, and we need to keep them happy.
Okay, that makes sense.
Free company of Veret.
Was that
Thank
my
you.
brief?
Yes, that's the one.
So
Was that
Okay.
Kron?
I was asking if this information was part of my briefing.
So officially, as squires, technically you don't get paid because your payment technically up until you become a knight is the fact that they're training you, boarding you, arming you, and caring for you. Right?
yeah, we're college athletes in the United States. I get it.
Yeah. Right.
That's a joke
you
for
don't
like
get
50%
paid.
of your chat.
You guys don't get paid until you're actually knights. Now, it's tradition that upon becoming a knight, you're given a stipend to handle some stuff.
All right.
But obviously, if you're complete dickbags, they don't have to give you that stipend, right? They don't have to give you any money. They could just be like, wow, technically you've made knight, but like also you're a cunt, so we're not going to pay you for that one. That's an available option for them.
Understood. I'm going to try to upset less people.
Right, so we're paid for salary.
Look, if you want to be a dick around me, that's fine. But be nice to the people who keep us fed, okay?
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I need
Okay.
some food.
Okay, I like that.
Great.
May we proceed to the Sedimir farm?
Okay, excellent. The Sedimir farm is like many farmhouses around here. They seem to be planting in their crop rotation. They seem to have like nutritional crops and then flower crops in rotation. And you're guessing that's so that they can help out the beekeepers and the apiaries in the area while also doing their standard crop rotation.
That would make sense.
Are the crops aligned in hexagons?
It's part of their
Um,
fallow process, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty
But
cool.
yes, they seem to be trying to work in such a way that they help out those around them while also benefiting the crops that they need to run anyway. So, you approach the Sedimir farm, and time is winding on, so we're fully into the gold now. The sun is hanging in the sky with the deep, rich sunlight. In an hour, maybe, it will be dark. But as said, the moonlight will probably keep it enough to navigate by. You think you'll be able to make your way back to the tavern if you need to. But
Okay.
there is nonetheless the time pressure that Eliza has put on you. You approach the farm. There's a door before you. You may knock it if you choose.
I will knock
Or you
it.
can try and break in and murder them. Seems to be what Nyx is. Yeah, you could.
Can
Nyx, you want to...
Can I politely call out and say, hello? Anybody there?
No,
No,
I
you
prefer
politely call
that
out.
human go and do what human does.
See? She gets me.
Okay.
Why don't you guys, take a walk around the village and make sure there's no goblins coming in?
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
We'll talk to the villager. We'll talk to the farmers. How about that?
How late is it again?
It's like sunset.
Yeah,
Alright, yeah, let's do
the
that.
sun is setting.
Are you sure you're going to be alright? You're not going to need me? Maybe you're going to need me. Maybe you're going to be in danger.
We'll be right here when you get back.
Sir, are you sure about that? I can stay here with you.
I mean, you can stay here if you promise to not upset farmers.
It's like herding fucking cats.
You are like treating me like a dog.
Well,
What?
Humans are very scared creatures, and they just want to find their little boy.
All right, I'll go take a walk. I'm going to make sure the village is safe.
I don't want you to go alone.
then go with him.
Okay.
Okay.
I prefer that everyone is
So-
together, so there is no danger. I can protect you all, but I don't want that situation in which us go alone. So I'm going with him.
If
And
anything,
we won't.
But
we
I
won't
will be
leave.
here
We won't leave.
soon.
So you will come back, and we'll be here.
I will
anything
be
bad
here
happens,
soon. I hope you all are going to be all right.
Don't worry about the old man. I'll keep him safe.
Thank you.
But I worry about you too.
Thank you.
Don't worry, I'll keep her safe.
Okay.
if something bad happens, just scream "human in danger" very loudly, and we'll hear you.
Okay.
Right, we're ready to go.
The racism in this party is amazing.
What?
The racism in this party is amazing. I've never had a party this racist against each other.
Okay, Svetlana, you're up.
Okay.
Svetlana, you call out as you said before. You hear some movements, and then the door opens before you. In front of you is a kind of middle-aged man who's clearly worked hard in his life. You would imagine that this is a presumptive Sedomir.
Hello. Would you be the Sedmir?
Yes, I'm Sedomir. You
You're
can
very-
tell by his. Sorry to interrupt you. You can tell by his voice and view that he's a hurt person. You've seen this before. This is someone who is emotionally damaged.
We've come looking for your son, boy.
Yeah.
We're here to take care of the goblins.
Yes, please come in. Come in. He will invite you two in and take you to like the main room of this, where a fire is burning. It is a simple household. There is a bedroom, and you can hear from these soft noises that a woman is putting children to bed, as far as you can tell, in the other room.
Bring the two loud ones.
Yeah.
As you come in, I'll invite you to sit at a table on rough joined chairs, but functional nonetheless.
Thank you. We're sorry to find you at such a harsh time. Could you tell us, when did you lose the boy?
It was 2 days back. You could tell this moment of talking about it emotionally upsets him. And he goes, it was perhaps 2 days back, and he was at the north end of the farm, and I've told him so many times not play at the north end of the farm, and yet he was there nonetheless, ignoring me over. He looks down for a moment. And well, there was a goblin. There was a goblin who came in out of the rocks up there, amongst the brambles, and he looks at the bedroom door, making sure for a moment that it's closed, and says, "He's dead. My boy is dead. I saw the blow the goblin took to his head. I would have gone to save him, but I've seen death before. I knew that he was dead, and I couldn't. I'd gone to protect him. Who would keep for my wife and children had I died there? I can't." He looks down again and goes silent for a moment.
I'll just sit down next to him, like put my hand on his shoulder, but say nothing. Like let her keep talking.
I'm so sorry for your loss. We understand. We will get them. We will make sure that your farm is safe.
He nods gently and then says, he's clearly struggling with a lot of emotions. This is not a man that is used to expressing emotion and is trying to keep it on the down low. And then he says, "Look, the northern edge of farm, feel free to go there and see. I haven't been up there since, but no doubt there might be tracks or something. They dragged him away with some boys. Beyond that, if you need to reside here, please do just he looks at you with like a pleading in his eyes and says, "Please don't tell my wife I saw. haven't told her yet.
Yes,
I have.
we understand. Did this happen in the day?
It was in the evening. It was still light, but the light was. He glances out a nearby window and says, "Similar to how it is now. It was. I can't remember the exact time."
I understand. Thank you so much. Old man, I'm a little concerned for our friends.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. I would say we should go find them, but if they come back here and we're not here, that'd be even worse.
Yeah.
So, where's my bird? Did the bird ever come back?
Oh, right. I apologize.
No problems.
I almost forgot about that. Your bird would actually be making its way back around now. It has not found tracks of the...
I expect it found nothing new.
Yes, it has seen what you have seen previously. It hasn't found anything new. Chris does have a right idea. You could just yell at him in the daytime.
Yeah, I remembered that option, but I thought maybe.
You haven't found anything new particularly, though as it flies in, it does say that the light... Obviously, it's a bird. It doesn't necessarily have great language for these things. But
we're
as it comes in-
telepathic, so I guess it can't show me a memory, though. That's still not what that is, so yeah.
Yes. But it can communicate to you that the light at the northern end of the farm is wrong.
It's wrong.
It can't really describe, like, you can clearly tell that this creature is lacking words. It wants more words to explain what it's trying to explain. All it can tell you really is that the light to the northern end of the farm it's wrong. It's
Cool.
incorrect.
I will thank it. Hey, thanks. That's awesome. I don't know if it's awesome, but I appreciate that.
Right.
Our two friends are walking through. You know what? We'll just wait for them.
I mean, you could send your bird to go harass.
I was gonna send the bird to go harass them. Like, it'll probably get there. It'll probably cut their time in half, which is probably for the best. But it's still not putting an adult in supervision of them, which would be for the best. Whatever. Can't win them all.
Okay, so are you sending the bird out, or are you just waiting?
Yeah, I'll send the bird to them, and I'll relay to Svetlana the thing about the light, so that we can talk about whether or not we think it's a good idea to go without them. But it's not. We promised Mommy that we wouldn't.
It'd be a very,
and
be a very bad idea.
Yeah, got to build this trust.
Sorry, the Boogaloo emote in chat is just beautiful, perfect.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bird energy.
I'm thinking bird is what we'll go with a lot. I was looking at it, by the way. It's hawk and raven and owl are the three birds, and hawk is the one you were thinking of that gets advantage on perception checks. Ravens can mimic sounds, which is really cool.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I just assumed you had an objective. I assumed you'd pick the one that could do that because I could.
Oh yeah, totally. No, but I was you and I were talking about it. I was like, yeah, I was looking this up on our break actually.
Excellent. Okay, so your bird heads out. Seirian and Ash, you have a bird that comes and lands upon your shoulder. You recognize this bird. This is the bird that the wizard conjured. Presumably, it gently pecks and maybe perhaps slightly pulls you in the direction of the farm.
Right, I guess
What do you
there's
guys do?
no immediate danger. Nobody's screaming. But maybe this is the sign for us to turn back. Same.
Are they spying us?
I mean,
What is wrong with them? Why they think they are better than us? Like, what the fuck? You're an elf, and I'm a half-orc.
I think you're not upset that they are spying on us. You are more upset that you can't spy on them.
I'm more upset that they think that it's right.
Do you think we should go back?
I don't even know what I think right now. Like, they treat me like a dog. They don't want my protection, even if they are humans. And now, they send the fucking bird to us
I think the
to spy us.
highest priority right now is getting the job done. We're trying our best, aren't we? We two together out here, securing the village.
Yeah, but he cannot control everything, you know? Like, we have a part to do, they have a part to do.
That's
we
true.
can do that. Like, we are not idiots.
We'll get our part.
I think we
We'll
should
have-
continue taking a look for a little bit more and then go to the farmer's house.
I agree. I was actually looking for some sort of place I could spend the night outside. I would like to see if that exists in this village.
You want to spend the night outside, would you say?
You know, that's the thing I'm doing. It is a full moon today.
Don't you think it's going to be very dangerous? I don't know if I'm going to be able to protect everyone. We don't even know if they are safe there.
It is definitely a concern. You're not wrong about that. Maybe I'll check the place and then I can decide later if that was reasonable to stay the night outside here. It wouldn't be my first night, no worries.
And remember that today, it's I don't remember how to say it in our language.
Or language.
Luna llena. Big moon.
Be human? What?
Big moon.
Full moon.
Big moon? Full moon.
That.
That.
Yes, the
yeah,
full moon.
it is today.
Big moon.
Big moon.
Excuse me.
Big moon.
If you say big moon, we'll know from now on.
Yeah, that is a good
Okay,
reason.
big
I like
moon.
moon. It's big moon day indeed.
Big moon day indeed. Well, no big moon day, big moon night.
The big moon night, true. I'm fiddling with something that is covered by my cloak on my chest, a little nervously. As
You
we
know,
talk.
I trust you. I trust you, and I think we should continue.
I appreciate that,
Okay.
half-orc lady. I do
So,
think you're quite competent.
Oh, thank you. I think you are too.
only 50% as competent as an elf, though.
Shut up, you skull!
But okay,
You
are
are
you guys
even
heading
a
back to the
human
farm?
skull.
We end our round because we don't want to leave the job half done.
Okay, so you end your like current circuit and then head back.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
So, the party is reunited. I'm assuming you two at the farm are going to wait just outside the farm to not
Yeah.
disturb the farmer and his wife that much.
Yeah, I guess so. Unless
I would note,
Yeah, we'd be waiting outside, flag him down when we see him.
Ah.
Like, hey.
Eli and Svetlana, could you both make perception checks? As the lady of the house will, she'll serve you like a small snack and water. Should you be willing to accept it?
ooh, baby.
Okay, so with your perception checks, Elijah, you don't notice this, but I imagine Svetlana would tell you once you got outside. They may not. But for Svetlana, what you do notice is that the lady of the house, who introduces herself as Tihana, she has clipped ears. As in, she is of elf or half-elf heritage, and she has trimmed or clipped her ears to appear more human, potentially to avoid racism. You only notice this because you can see like the telltale scar that you're familiar with, or not necessarily familiar with, but you're aware of it. You've seen it once or twice before. You know it happens. Wouldn't be recognized by most, but you did roll a 22 on your perception check, which is kind of ludicrous.
Yeah, we know when we're talking to an elf.
Yeah. Yeah.
They think they can hide it, but they can't.
God. Why is everyone so racist?
But I would note that she doesn't seem to, with her slight conversations, she doesn't seem haughty or anything. She seems to have embraced her life with her partner here. Which it, Jesus, this campaign is as racist as the Dragon Age series. Not wrong.
Thank you.
I mean, it's definitely a characterization. But anyway, you guys will meet up just outside the farm. So
Yeah.
just outside the farmhouse. But
Convey that information to Eli.
Oh, yeah.
You've noticed
That's
the ears, right?
really sad. I wouldn't have noticed them if you hadn't pointed it out.
Pointed.
Does make me wonder about the children. I haven't actually seen any of the children.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I hope she hasn't clipped their ears.
Well, I was thinking more like,
Unless she's an adoptive mother?
we don't know. We don't know enough. All we know is that that's really sad.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll learn more. She loves the kids for sure, right? Otherwise,
he wouldn't be so afraid of telling her the truth.
Yeah.
We know that much. It's not like she did it or whatever. I don't know.
Well, now I'm just suspicious.
Yeah. Now it's making us crazy. We're thinking about it, so now we're like, oh. Anyway. So our friends are coming over. We flag them down, basically.
Yeah, you're now together and you can communicate. And
I'm gonna offer Seirian my snacks. I saved more than half of the snacks that I was given, and I will offer them to Seirian while we tell them.
They are very snackable. Probably a honey cake, I would imagine, for this location.
Yes. Please, Seirian, take this offering of honey cake. I want you to feel loved and appreciated.
They had very lovely biscuits.
You've been given cake. Do you like cake?
Of course I like cake. Give
Okay,
it,
good.
give it all the cake to me.
Giving you all the cake that I have left. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good
So while you're eating it, we'll tell you what we found, and that the bird says the light is weird, which I guess is now like sitting on my shoulder after I came back with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, also, for anyone that was in the house, that can count as a short rest as well, if you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't do anything for me.
Sure, it's important to...
Or some, I think. Well, it's more just telling Kron. I don't think it really mattered.
Yeah, it's mostly irrelevant.
All right, I gotta complain.
It's true.
There's no cake left for me. What is this?
Well, look, I saved mine for mommy. It's up to you and Svetlana, Ash, if she saved you cakes or not.
Would you like some cake?
Oh, Svetlana, my dear, you're an excellent human being. So considerate.
Okay, I'll give you some cake.
Thank you.
Oh my...
Did we miss
I
anything?
guess it's not happy giving you cake.
Yeah, so like the actual relevant information here is, one, the bird told us the light is weird over at the place where we believe the sun was attacked. So we should probably check that out now if it's not too late, or first thing in the morning. And then also we can spend the night here.
Well, if it said the light is weird now, wouldn't it be worth it to check it out right now?
Well, if there's no light, if the light is gone, right, we
Yeah.
can't investigate what makes it weird. Then
Yeah.
we might have to wait until there is light. That's
Might be worth investigating. Yeah. I am concerned.
just don't like walking out to the outskirts of a farm middle of the night. That always
That
seems
is
like a
true.
bad idea.
I can cast light,
Nice.
Light. I can see a little bit in the dark, as I am an elf.
but if you'd prefer to go in the morning,
I think that would be the smart thing, but
Actually wouldn't mind going in the morning.
Yeah, I think
So,
Just for safety, I'm not nervous about anything.
for the safety.
I think we're all about safety, right? We wouldn't rush
Like
into...
I could go with the elf, but if I have to protect you, I prefer to go to in the morning. I think it's going to be better and safety.
So yeah, the fundamental decision point here is the light may not be strange in the morning. This may be a temporary thing that you have to investigate. The other thing is you would also be waiting another 8 to 12 hours before you're making any further investigation on...
well,
Yeah.
It's true. Like,
what's my situation? When do I mean? I have to sleep.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, otherwise you take exhaustion points mechanically. So you do have to sleep at some point.
You do have to sleep at some point. I will say you guys are, like, you've gone through some serious training and whatnot, so you could get into the next day without earning an exhaustion point. But
All right, well, let's go look at this. Let's just go out to the farm, whatever. Let's go out to the outskirts of the farm. We're already here. We'll check it out. We'll either find something interesting that catches our attention, or we won't. And if we don't, those of us who want to go to bed will go to bed, and those of us who want to go find Jasen in the tavern will go find Jasen in the tavern.
yeah, okay, so you're heading out.
That's not like a game plan?
Glance.
Sounds acceptable.
Okay.
You're surprisingly smart.
Thank you.
Every time.
I'm the fast white quarterback. That's another reference for only 50% of your chat. They always call those guys deceptively fast. They're like, he's deceptively fast. You're like, what you mean is that he's white, so you thought he wasn't fast.
Yeah.
That's kind of a racist thing to say.
odd question. Is a quarterback some kind of animal?
No, it's like a position in football. Sorry.
Ah.
In American football.
Oh.
This isn't working how I intended it to work. Okay, so
Audio, yeah.
the sun is now set, but there is enough dim moonlight that you don't have to worry about being able to see the generality of things. To your right, there are low-growth flower bushes in what you presume to be a fallow field. To your left, there is some kind of fruiting crop, presumably something nutritious. Perhaps some kind of fruiting gourd. Beyond that, however, you're at the north edge of the farm, and to the north, there is a strange light. It's barely able to be picked out from the darkness, from the dim light. It's not particularly bright, but it's almost like the texture of the light in the kind of north area up here, just kind of wrong. Not how it should be. You are free to explore as you choose.
I'm gonna pick up a rock and cast light on it first.
Okay, you pick up a rock and cast light on it. Are you holding that rock yourself? Are you throwing that anywhere?
I'm holding it for now.
What's the range on light? Can you push that to chat, perhaps? You have done already. Fantastic. Okay.
Is that the weed?
It is not weed.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will actually use firebolt now that you guys mention it to light things up. Good idea, Yoshi. That would be great.
Yeah.
This left side, yeah.
Are you sure?
Okay. Svetlana, you do have a light source on you. It's not
Beautiful. I just saw it go.
Yes.
as bright as I want it to be. I might do some adjustments, but
It might need to be relatively darker, more than it needs to be brighter, if that makes sense.
Ooh.
there we go.
It pops. Love it.
A stick and cast firebolt.
I'm trying not to abuse stuff like that. That kind of destroys a cantrip like light and other things if I can then cast firebolt on a stick. Like, what a dick.
Well, I mean, you can cast firebolt on a stick. That would set the stick on fire, but that's not a particularly great light source.
Yeah, it's gonna last for 5 seconds, then I have to throw it before it burns my hand.
Yeah.
I mean, also, that's a lot of damage you're doing with firebolt. You could potentially just detonate the stick in your hand.
Yeah, that's why you don't try to rules layer some of this stuff with cantrips. You're just even if you win the rules layer part, it's now you've just killed another cantrip. What's the point?
Don't get
Yeah.
too
What
close.
is this thing? Can I investigate this
Yeah.
thing?
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
The only
Is
reason
my
I'm not carrying it
vision
to
have the night vision of the elves.
No. Dark vision is, generally speaking, not it doesn't generally have color to it. So adding light is beneficial to them because then they get to see the parts that are in light in color, and then the parts that they only have access to with dark vision in black and white or light and dark. Basically, imagine you're looking through a thermal camera. That's what dark vision is most of the time.
That's kind of what I was thinking of. If somebody just suddenly puts a light next to one of those, it can really hurt your eyes. No, wait, I'm thinking of night vision.
So your light source is still helpful, even if they have dark vision.
Can I investigate this thing?
Yes. So there were multiple people investigating stuff at the same time. So what exactly are you trying to investigate?
This circle.
Roll me a perception check first. That'll be your first step. It is a circle of mushrooms. It's very definitely a circle of mushrooms. It's
Oh, mushroom.
very circular.
It's a fairy circle.
Tasty.
You would know that arrangements of mushrooms like this are known as fairy circles. Just collective general knowledge. Fairy circles are known to be places of power?
Yeah,
But
you're
not
not supposed to go
necessarily.
inside them.
There's a lot of opinions about them. Let's put it like that. There's a lot of opinions.
Would I have any knowledge of this particular type of fairy circle?
Potentially. What skills do you have?
Are we looking for Arcana or religion here?
I've got
Both would potentially be applicable.
Because I'm the Arcana guy.
Yeah,
I've got religion.
Yeah, we could have one religion, one arcana. They would potentially tell different information.
Great roll.
Okay, so your knowledge of arcana is that fairy circles are often places of power. Sometimes they're methods to communicate with the Fey realms. But you don't you know that there's some stuff there, but really you want to go back to the library and check your stuff out and check your references, right? Make sure you're not thinking about the wrong things.
I know what not to do.
Yeah,
That's
you have an idea of don't disrespect it. Don't be a dick about it, and it's probably fine. And don't step in it all willy-nilly. You gotta go into it with intentionality. But beyond that, you don't have serious information. Svetlana, your religious check, like you think about religious stories, and you can think of at least one that has communion with a creature which resides in a fairy circle, and it requires you to respectfully ask them to show themselves and offer a small gift. The gift doesn't have to be valuable, but without a gift offered, it can be very insulting.
Oh, so we can potentially communicate with some kind of spirit here.
If one such resides here. And
Would we
based on
need
the
to-
ominous feeling and the slight gentle green glow that you notice around the area, does seem to be something here.
I'm thinking about what would make a good gift, but also doesn't require me to spend anything.
So it doesn't necessarily need to be valuable, but it does need to be, like, respectful.
No. Make a perception check to check if there's anything really out of place here, apart from the obvious.
Certainly.
Ah.
Okay, with a 21, you notice a couple things. One, the ground here is not static.
What?
So normally this would be covered by the motion of the grass, right? You wouldn't notice this. The grass in the wind, the air flows, and you'd be like, yeah, that's just how it goes. But there is a slight twisting of the ground. Like, it's very subtle, but there is something moving around under the ground in this area. Not just within the fairy circle, but in this area. You also notice that there is a spill of dried blood on the grass over here. That's the northeast area.
Oh, are you all seeing this? I hope you've seen this.
Oh, and lastly, just in case you haven't already noticed it, there are a large amount of brambles and thorns around here that are gently twisting in the wind.
Okay, then I didn't. There's
Well,
feels like something's moving.
those are the not pot plants.
I'm not sure what to make of this. This is not my expertise, but I feel something.
Alright, there's definitely something here.
What's going on with these rocks? Not the circle, like the in the northeastern part. I see some more blood. Is that blood?
Yes, as I said,
There.
there was dried blood seen over here.
Old man,
know that.
don't just run off. Careful.
Gusto lang.
Hey.
Okay.
You walked inside the face circle.
Okay.
Okay, just to be clear, did you walk inside the fairy circle? Want to be clear about this?
Okay. I
Okay.
will.
No, I'm being very clear. Did your character walk inside the fairy circle?
It wasn't my intention.
Okay,
I
wasn't
just
your
wanted
intention?
to go after
So
I
so
don't
to be
know
clear,
his name.
you believe that your character would have known to not walk in, because we've discussed it, they would have known to not walk in the fairy circle and would have walked around it. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Ay,
Then you didn't walk in the fairy circle.
Hard thinking moment.
bye, funny or cool.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So anyway,
Careful.
yeah, I'm not running ahead. I ran a respect. I'm a respectable distance from this blood.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Just don't be alone, please.
Y'all go ahead. Y'all don't tell me to wait and then not go. These two girls in all the armor waiting in the back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're examining this blood. This blood appears to be human blood. Human or dwarf or elf. One of the standard issue humanoid races.
If it's human blood, there is nothing to be worried about.
Quite concerning when we're looking for a small human.
I have much worry.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
would
but
also
if-
notice that there is some trail marks dragging off this way. Whoever's over there, whoever would like to, roll me a perception check for examining the general area. Okay. So with a 13, that's actually enough. You would note that there is definitely disturbed grass and tracks heading up this way. Are there any more perception checks regarding this information?
I think this is going to have probably been where the goblins took the thing.
No, 13. Fantastic.
Maybe we should talk to the creature in the glowing circle first.
Okay.
I could offer something. I would be not happy about giving this away, but I would be willing to offer something that is not necessarily important to my survival.
I'm not sure whether this is a friendly entity or not.
Yeah.
Giving away stuff without knowing the correct questions, if it's important, might be a good idea to come back to it later then.
So I would note that your knowledge of fey creatures suggests that even if it was unfriendly, you would have to insult them for them to have cause to attack you, or otherwise give them good cause. If you were to simply make an offering and then politely say, "It's a pleasure to meet you, nice to see you, I'm going to depart now, please don't kill me," then they're not going to just murder you out of sight. They're required by rules of hospitality, essentially.
I have a small knife that I'm going to use for nothing. So, as long as it's not my spellbook, I'm happy.
All right.
And I figure if I need something cut open, I can ask you guys.
Oh, yes.
I love how we're just dropping big hints in the chat of what you should offer a fey creature.
Oh,
Everyone likes cake, though. That's the thing.
Unfortunately, I forgot my cake at our last.
That would have been really good. Call.
Yeah. Get cake.
and I gave
I'm
mine
still
to
gonna-
Ash.
I'll hand the knife to Svetlana.
Okay, take
Here's your plan.
All right.
It's useful. I use it, but I can replace it. You know,
I'll
it's
stand
not
back.
a disrespectful gift. It's a useful gift.
I respectfully
It's
stand
useful
back in an attempt to not be a dick.
Okay.
Okay, so Svetlana, you have this dagger. I'm assuming it's in its sheath. I was gonna say there's a very different implication of an unsheathed dagger versus a sheathed dagger,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna present a unsheathed dagger to a spirit. It wouldn't do anything apart from assault it. Insult it? Not assault it. A dagger can't assault anything. Anywho, I pray creature of the Fae, possibly. Well met. Here is a knife.
Yeah, that's my favorite knife.
It's the old man's favorite knife.
And so you would know to place this gently within the circle.
Yes.
You do so, and you will gaze upon this entity.
Ooh.
Greetings. For what reasons do you reside here?
So, goblins of late have become cannibalistic, and have been taking the children from the local town. Have they upset anything with you?
You can see the kind of vines that make up this entity, like, undulate for a bit. It's clearly thinking, and you realize that it's taking a long time to think. It's an uncomfortably long time, but you know that the correct thing to do is simply wait. Very often, fey creatures do not have the same sense of time or scale that humans do,
Okay.
and potentially they need to be left to their own devices. Would you roll me a perception check? Like anyone that's examining this creature.
Oh, yes. Let's come.
Okay, Svetlana.
Can I roll perception too?
Yes, anyone that's examining this creature can roll perception.
Okay.
Not great. Okay,
Look
so
at that.
Elijah and Svetlana, on examining this creature, you can kind of pick out a human, like it's clearly not a human, right? It's not humanoid, but you can pick out humanoid elements in approximate shapes, as though it's trying to mimic humanoid creature. So you have an arm made of vine and root and moss, and another arm approximately opposite that one, but it's small and more gentle, and there is a shape of a torso and a neck that's far too long, and a head that makes you think of almost a dragon. And these fingers are reshaping themselves, like sometimes there's 4 fingers and sometimes there's 6. It's like it knows the shape it wants to be, but it doesn't quite know how to hold it. The dragon-like face, head, existence is definitely like looking between you and thinking between you. There's some kind of perceptive element within the head. You don't really know what you're looking at, but there is definitely perceiving you in some way. But anyway, the key element that you convey by your high perception check is you note that the body seems to be deliberately maneuvering around and protecting something where the belly would be. every time you look at it, it's hidden in a new way. And like not in a way that is similar to the way that its limbs are moving, but it seems like there is something it's guarding or protecting within its avatar.
Did I remember to ask him what its name was?
You haven't, but that's like it directly asked you a question. So
Yeah.
An answer, aren't we?
yes, you are. It is going through like it's taken its time, and then it eventually responds with,
There are no goblins here.
There are no goblins here. Does he mean like directly within this area, or does he mean that something's happened to the goblins?
it's quite difficult to tell. You are very aware that fey creatures tend to have very alien perceptions of what here means. In fact, if you'd like to roll a knowledge nature check, you might be able to identify some more information about this thing. Okay. So, it's not good. That's what one isn't a good roll for a nature check.
Yeah, I know nothing.
Do I have to do that
Okay.
too?
You don't have to. Basically, when I ask for knowledge checks, and if I say something like, if you want to, that's very much a case of like, if you think your character would reasonably know something about this, you can roll it. But
Oh, okay.
I think half-orc probably doesn't necessarily have the background for this, whereas like both Ash and Svetlana both have completely reasonable reasons to have an idea of this.
Okay, can I suggest something?
What do you want to say? Like to the creature or
At
the
the,
GM?
the group.
Okay.
Yes.
You can, but first we'll resolve this nature check.
Okay.
Okay, so Ash, you would know that the creature that resides before you is an Elthrin.
It's what? Excuse me.
It is an Elthrin. It is fundamentally a creature that resides in a distributed body, for want of a better description. And you are fully aware that you are probably standing on top of its body right now. Vines and brambles are probably extensions of its body.
Okay.
They aren't traditionally, they don't generally act with malice. Like, they're not generally a hostile creature. However, they have deeply alien minds. They do not share the same thought process of humanoids. Some fey creatures are very close to the humanoid mind and their wants and desires and so on. But this particular creature, it has been known to do things that would be considered evil, which it thinks is the right and correct and good thing. For example, it's been known to deceive travelers to make them not go down a path it considers dangerous, or make that path threatening and dangerous and scary to try and keep people safe, because it doesn't quite understand cause and effect with many humanoid thoughts. So they're very often perceived as evil despite them not having evil intentions, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You would also note that they are incredibly difficult to like shoot arrows into or pierce, but slashing them is incredibly effective. But okay, I believe Nyx had something to say to the group.
Yes.
I think because you all have been talking a lot that we should focus on the mission. Maybe we should ask this creature about the kid.
Creature
So
mind.
it seems
Fact
like it's
knows.
really important. Like I would also suggest that if we found a kid and it's dead, we should try to do some soup. But I know you don't like my idea, so okay, it's fine.
You say try some soup?
Yeah, we can do some soup with the bones.
Oh,
Which bones exactly?
And the kid, the
Ah,
human kid. Is that a problem?
preferably humans don't eat other humans.
It's just bones.
We don't
Okay,
consume of human.
it's fine. It's
Are
fine.
you saying, sorry, you're saying this out loud, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you would note that as Seirian says this, the entity of Root and Moss, the Elthrin, becomes like notably physically agitated, with small parts of the ground tearing out. It's not acting anything right now, but as Seirian speaks about this, there are like tugs at the ground, especially related to the mention. Every time Seirian mentions the boy, there's a flick and twitch of movement.
Actually, what we would rather do is to find the boy alive and healthy and protect him.
Yeah, that would be the best. But we also will think about that maybe it's not alive.
I'm gonna put my hands on her mouth. Like, I'm literally not going to let her talk about eating this child in front of this spirit again. Like, bite my fingers. I don't care.
How tall are you? Do you really think you can do that? How tall are you?
We should be careful about what we're saying right now.
The man has arms, Seirian. The man has arms.
Okay.
I mean, like, you can resist. I'm not like trying to choke you out or like doing. I'm just like I'm doing the thing that you would do if someone's about to say something really dumb. I'm like, hey, thinking.
Okay, so Svetlana, you would notice that upon the mention of wanting to find the boy safe and sound, this creature does seem to relax. There's still like a nervous agitation to the creature before you. Like it's definitely listening to this, and it's not hiding its emotions well.
So, in truth, we have come to help people. Sedimir is the father of this boy, and he very
When
much...
you mention the father, there is another aggressive flicker of this entity.
The boy isn't innocent.
The boy is innocent, but the father is not.
We would like for the boy to be healthy. Is there anybody else?
The boy is safe.
He's alive?
It's right there.
The boy is safe.
You notice that after saying the boy is safe, you think that it didn't necessarily, like it was emotional and didn't intend to say that because it almost reflexively sinks partially under the ground again, almost trepidatious, like it's made a mistake.
Is the boy human?
Are you asking the creature?
I'm just trying to think, because
I think you and I are thinking along the same lines.
this boy is a half-elf. It might be somewhat more in tune with nature.
Oh, I was thinking that the boy is a half-elf and looks more elven than his siblings, perhaps, and the father.
Oh,
Maybe this,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm thinking along your lines.
Yeah.
Wait, are you saying this Fae is racist?
No, I'm saying the father of this son is racist or something. I'm not saying that. That's based on very little.
Yeah.
So we are going to eat human after all.
Shh. Don't talk about that in front of this creature, please. We should just ask him. Like, ask for clarification. If it doesn't tell us anything, then oh well. We know more than we did before.
Okay, yeah, we will ask you for clarification.
Like,
What
where
exactly?
where is the boy? The mother wants to see the boy.
Oh yeah, that would make more sense. The mother misses her son very much.
You can kind of see, like, it's clearly conflicted, right? There's the tendrils are like rolling up and down in agitation as it thinks. The ground is kind of undulating, and you can tell it's kind of making complex decisions, at least as far as it's concerned.
Tell the mother the boy is safe.
Okay. Has the mother spoken to you ever?
It twists and thinks for a moment, and then says,
The mother is an angel.
Yeah.
Hostia.
Angel.
would anyone like to roll insight?
Yeah, I would. I was kind of thinking about what I could potentially like if
Like, see if you can put
insider-
some stuff together here.
Yeah, because I'm a little well, that last part was really interesting to me because that's not really language that I would expect to be used by a fey creature.
It's true that isn't language that a fey creature would use. In fact, it sounds like the way a child would talk about their parents.
Yeah.
He didn't say that it had never spoken to the mother. Only that the mother is an angel.
Right.
So I'm suspecting that the mother has something to do with this creature. Thus the reason why it's protecting her son.
Oh, I was going with it is the son somehow.
Oh,
Like it had protected the son from the father and taken him, or he had become it, or something.
I mean, Elijah, you are aware that it's hiding something.
Yeah. Okay. How can we help the mother move on without her son if we can't bring him back?
Are you asking this to the creature, or?
Yes. Kind of leaving it open-ended, but I think that whatever we've been talking about would imply that the creature has a particularly positive relationship with the mother and would want to see this done through and seen through in some capacity. That's what I'm hoping for.
This creature is going to look at you perplexed for a moment, its head twisting, kind of trying to get a better look at you. And then it's going to say,
Kill the father.
Did you say kill the father?
yes.
Okay.
Well, I think this is not about saving or finding a
Time
child
to
anymore.
hunt!
This is about making a choice.
Seems like Seirian might get to beat up a dumb human.
Today we have dinner, boys!
Yeah, if you're gonna talk about eating a human, talk about eating the dad, apparently.
I'd love to beat up the human if he's responsible for this.
He seems so sad.
Yeah. Doesn't add up. How does the goblins fit in all of this?
Yeah,
The goblin feels like a lie, low key.
I mean, there is the blood, the dry blood right behind us. I feel like the goblin incident might have happened.
yeah.
Yeah, we should probably follow up on that clue before we just go vigilante justice on the dad. I agree.
Yeah. I am
Like
wondering whether the Elfrin has done something to the goblins.
Yeah. I'm wondering that too. And if he
Oh.
protects the child.
Yeah. I'm also kind of wondering, like, why the wife would have cut her ears down.
I'm back, by the way.
Hi,
I got some bread to snack on.
sir.
I would if you were closer. So, what is the thought processes right now?
That we have dinner tonight.
Do we have a way of like ending this conversation, and do we want to end this conversation?
You could politely thank it for its time. It has suggested a task and course of action,
has.
so it would be reasonable for
Yeah.
you to end this conversation at this time.
All right. Thank you very much. We will say goodbye to you for now.
Thank you for protecting the boy.
Yeah. Thank you for protecting the boy.
We are the best!
It's true.
So, as you suggest, generally that you're leaving, you would find a vine wraps around the dagger that you offered as a gift, and so far just been sat there, and it will be picked up by this vine and kind of gently undulated towards Elijah's feet, upon which point it will say,
Thank you, and I will pick it up and put it back in my pocket, my little skirt pocket thingy where I keep it.
you can tell that it was basically an acknowledgement that you did the right thing, so it's respecting you as an equal of sorts.
Sure, we're both sentients.
It's basically saying like, hey, you're gonna do the right thing, here's a gift, make sure, like, you gave this to me as a gift, as a valuable thing, I'm now giving it to you as a valuable thing that you entrusted me with to try and hopefully get you to kill the father.
Yeah, it makes me a little uncomfortable to accept it, but you know, hey, it is what it is.
It will then return to its existence beneath the ground.
Hey, Elijah. Nice find there. Never got a gelated dagger before. Good on you.
Thanks. Let's follow that trail.
Let's follow that trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about his family? Does he have a pension? Yeah, we got to figure all that out. What the fuck's going on there? I don't know, man.
Okay.
Tell him to take out like
You start trying to track the trail through the woods. You're going to be trying to track it at night. Possibly not the best idea.
So we might
how
wanna-
far are we from the house? Like, how this wasn't a long hike, was it? This was actually very
No, it
close.
was- Yeah, the house is within sight. It's a bit of a walk, but like you can see the house in the distance, kind of thing.
All right,
Can
let's
we-
go.
Can we see how far the tracks go into the distance?
So the tracks that you can see here, based on what you can see, they definitely go into the forest somewhere. With how fresh they are right now, you could definitely follow them easily. However, to go further than this, you'd have to roll tracking checks to get where you want to go safely.
All right.
Well,
But okay.
I mean, we need to head back, basically. We're not going to make any progress the rest of the evening. So
Most likely not. And
we don't really want to stumble in. Yeah, I don't want to stumble into goblins at like 3 a.m., if you will. I'm sure that's the exact way they tell time here. So let's suggest, let's go back to the farmhouse, which is close.
Midnight.
They offered us lodging.
Midnight. All right.
Yep. Midnight would be called High Moon.
You mean Big Moon?
That's Tall Moon. This is Tall Moon.
Right, Tall Moon versus Big Moon.
Yeah.
Big moon.
Oh, it's Big Moon time. All right, let's go.
We can just zap you out.
Is this what they call advanced elfin technology?
Big night.
High Moon.
Big moon.
High Moon. But okay,
Huge moon.
head back to the farmstead. I think we should probably call session here.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I think everything's gone successfully. Potentially, we can run a little time's a little bit different. We'll run more session next time because we won't have 30 minutes of setting up, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I actually am proud of how productive we were, to be honest.
Yeah, you got work done.
As a veteran player of this game, congratulations on getting bogged down in very little of the nonsense that can bog you down. Good job, team.
So,
Jump us.
round out the end of session. First things first. I think you all did fantastically at getting into character. I think that's one of the most difficult things that players admittedly, some of your characters were kind of scumbags.
Yeah.
I love the implication that it's easier for Kron to get into character if he's playing a scumbag.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, we're scumbags. Yay! Woo!
Yeah. But key aspects, you all got into character. You did fantastically well. I didn't have to spend ages reminding people about how to play their characters. That was the combat ran pretty smoothly. We absolutely, considering we've got 3 brand new players, we were fucking moving. You were in character, you were handling stuff. When I was asking for roles, it was on point. So that went pretty well for me. So I'm gonna make a request. We will be raiding out shortly, but I'm gonna leave the server open for a bit anyway. So my request is that you write in your journals a summary of what happened in the session from your perspective, so that when we come back to this in 2 weeks' time, you'll be able to read that through and be like, okay, that's what happened. Right, we're good to go.
It has to be in English.
No.
No, it's for your
Okay.
It's for you. Nobody else can see it.
I will write my own summary. At some point in the future, I'm gonna collect what I can together, write up a summary, and drop it in Discord in a new channel, which will be used to get people up to speed if they want to follow this campaign in the future. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm so happy.
had a wonderful time.
It's so fun. I'm so happy.
I have been reading chat the entire time. Just so you guys know, I've been seeing it, even if I can't respond because I got all this other stuff to do. I've had a fantastic time with you guys. I've had a fantastic time with chat. I've had a fantastic time GMing D&D. Everyone's name should be in the title that was with us. Go follow all of them. They should all be in the title right now. Apart from that, we're out. Have a wonderful day, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Many, many digital hugs.
Mwah.